Good evening, everyone. Hope we're doing well. Apologies, I just thought to get the stream up, just do a few things before we went live. And of course, Tim English is lining up for goal. It's been very painful watching him tonight, considering I had Sean Darcy today. And yeah, obviously, if you missed it, Sean Darcy went off with a hamstring injury, so got 34 points on my ground. Him and Jack Steele are the two for me this round. So they're the only two actually that have scored under 95. So it's very disappointing when those two stinking it up. And yeah. But how are we all tonight? Hope you guys have had a good round so far and haven't copped any carnage. No free kick for Humphrey there. I did see, though, that Humphrey was in the first CBA, which was good. I traded Humphrey into my side this week. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes tonight. He's obviously looked good the last 2 weeks. And yeah, in the first CBA, it's a good sign. Obviously, they put him in there. Yeah, surely that's a free kick for Humphrey against Geray then. He just completely took Humphrey out. But yeah, I'm glad I got Humphrey. I got him in, I think I got him in all three formats, actually. I think I got him in Supercoach, Dream Team, and Fantasy. So there you go. And that's the first goal of the game to the Bulldogs. So I'm just thinking, because if Humphrey was to go big tonight, how exactly would I take his score? And I think it would have to be, if Humphrey went really well, would I bench Dylan Williams though? And then rely on Drury? Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm not sure exactly how I'd be able to take Humphrey if he did well. Is that the way I want it? No, tiny bit over there. Yeah, there we go. That's good. All right, got that up. Blaze, Bars, am I crazy for captaining Bont tonight as Gordon didn't do 110 plus? No, you weren't. Well, obviously the game started, but no, you're not crazy. Bont, not a bad pick as captain up against Gold Coast. Got a good record against Gold Coast. So yeah, I wouldn't have. I would have said, yeah, I wouldn't have taken Gordon's VC score. I would have taken it on. He only got 101. So yeah, I would have gone Bont captain if you liked him. So I think Rory Atkins has started on the bench. Actually, hang on. The heater's on in my house and it's quite warm in here. So give me 2 seconds. I just want to turn my fan on in my room. Hang on. Now, when the heater's on in my room, it gets a bit warm. So I thought I'll put the fan on. So Bulldogs get another one. Jamal Hayden kicks the goal. So Anthony Beresford O'Neill in for the Eagles. Now, yes, I saw that. So if anyone was bringing Merritt in and they didn't have Laird, I'd probably change to Laird after that, just because you're going to get a tag this week, potentially a tag next week against North Melbourne with Bailey Scott. So so that CBA mix looked to be Anderson, Swallow, and Rao in that one. So no Humphrey. So I think Humphrey is either gone forward or he's on the bench for a rest. Yeah, Humphrey just went to the bench. So it's pretty promising, the fact that he was in every CBA before he went off. So we'll see how Humphrey goes. I'm sort of trying to weigh up in my Supercoach channel. I was bringing in Merritt. I'm weighing up if I go Lockie Neal instead, or if I just stick with Merritt. Because I've got, 8 minutes to decide that, I think. I would have gone Brayshaw if I knew that, but another goal. Bailey Williams kicks it, so 3 goals to start the game for the Bulldogs. Harry Thomas, I've got Bont VC. Is Drury emergency because I've looped Bont with him? He's emergency night. A look at North Melbourne's website. So they released their VFL team. And Cunnington and Core are playing VFL. So it means that Drury and Curtis are the 2 that aren't. So there's a chance that Drury's sub. I think it'll be Curtis, but I wouldn't be banking on Drury to be a loop. So hopefully you've got someone else, or just maybe, or if you've got like Laird as your backup captain, it's obviously good because you can see what your VC does. But there is a chance Drew is a sub. I partly hope he's not, because then we can loop and whatever. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do. I'm sure you guys can hear that. That's bloody someone spin down the road outside there. There you go. There's Atkins there. Blaze, I captain Bont. Hope he goes huge. Yeah, I hope he does. I've obviously got Bont in my side. So yeah, I'd really like him to go big. I'm actually up against Stato, and I don't think he's got Bont. So if Bont goes big, it actually keeps me in the game. I don't think I'm going to beat Stato, unfortunately. I've had Jack Stew and Sean Darcy, who are the 2 that have really cost me. So I'd probably be relying on my other remaining players to go big, his to go a little bit quiet, and then maybe Laird to go big as well as captain. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to get there, unfortunately. Corey, my team is going well this week. Lowest scorers, Darcy, have had Walsh, Goulden, so ton, Green, ton, Cogs. Did Cogs get a ton? Let me have a look. Cogs. No, he got 91, but still 91 solid. Actually, I'm just having a look at Supercoach because I'm thinking. So I got Dawson, Dacos, Sicily, Day, Jinby, Weddle. So my whole defense is round 4. My whole defense is around 14. That's great. Except Doherty, sorry. So Bont 15, Dunkley 12, Taranto 15, Laird 14, Steele 12, Ashcroft 12, Merritt 14, Hollands 15, Sharp 12. Nah, so actually, Merritt actually does suit my buys better. Zeeble 15, Gordon 12, Rosie 15, Kinnear 15, Sheasel 15, Shames Mitchell 14. Yeah, so Merritt actually suits my buys better. It's just my defense. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, yeah, no, Merritt suits my buys better. No, we'll stick with Merritt. It's too late anyway to change in Supercoach. You get another player in. So, Tom Berry picked his pocket and hits up. Who's that? Is that Ben King? Okay, all right, I'm back. So I'm officially going to be paying attention now. Apologies for that. Just getting everything sorted. But yeah, so sorry, Corey. You're saying so. My team. So Walsh ton, Goulden ton, Green ton, Cogs 91, Marshall 96 or whatever he got. Stewart got 120. Goulden, you said Goulden twice. But yeah, Goulden 100 and Warple got, I think he got like an 80 or a 90 or something. So yeah, team's going well. My team's going well besides Jack Stewart got 78 and Sean Darcy. So that's probably going to bring me down a little bit, but hopefully the rest of my players actually. But then I've taken Johnson 68. I took him over Humphrey and Pedler. I just thought 68. What best case scenario? Like worst case scenario, Humphrey or Pedler both go 80. I'll lose 12 points. But worst case, they both go 40, and I'll lose. I'll lose not much. Well, I'll lose a lot. So. Corey had VC Sicily all week and decided to change to Marshall, looking at Laird captain this week. Oh, you would have loved Sicily captain, wouldn't you? He went huge today. The only caveat to that is that he may cop a week suspension on a hit on Anthony Caminiti. So hopefully he doesn't for people that have got Sicily, but there is a chance that Sicily could cop a week suspension for that hit. Humphrey CBA again, which is good. Because I keep hearing people talking about Humphrey with he scored 0 like not long ago, but it doesn't matter because that was like his third game of football. He was playing a completely different role. He was playing more forward, and he's got the confidence of getting the Rising Star nom. So really don't need Dust McPherson going big. Stato's got him who I'm playing. Wow, Bont's up to 26 already. It's a good start. I thought about Bont captain over Laird, but I thought Laird being the safer probably pick, just with the fact that you never know. Bont is a tag threat every week, so I'm almost wanting Bont as a VC, not as a straight captain most weeks, but he's going well so far. Humphrey, a kick there as well, which is good. Mike Warren, are you worried about Laird given the wet weather? No, it's not going to be wet, Mike. So I had a look at the weather. From about 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon here in Adelaide, it clears up and it's not meant to be raining from like pretty much 1 or 2 o'clock onwards, which is good. So the condition will be maybe a little bit wet on the ground, but it won't actually rain. But in terms of wet weather, that's probably almost a good thing if it is for Laird, because we know Laird tackles. He doesn't rely on his marks to get his big scores. So he gets his scores by tackling his way. So if it's wet weather conditions, it's even better for him because there's going to be more stoppages. So I almost think it's better if it's wet weather, but it looks like it won't be like raining, but it could be like a bit wet on the surface. Brendan, good day, Bales. Cop that Darcy bullet. Yep. It's a very painful one as well. That's a little bit of spit on my mic. Thanks for that. Caught Darcy bullet, but Whitfield and Stewart count with the goods. Yeah, they did. They were very good. I was a bit worried about Whitfield and Lockie Ash going into that Geelong matchup down in Geelong, but owning both, I was very happy to see 95 from Ash responding after the poor 60-odd last week, and then getting a 102 from Whitfield in a tough matchup, and they come into three pretty good games. I think they got North Melbourne next week, so I'd imagine that all of them are going to go well. Bont again. Bont's going well. It's up to 32 points already, which is great. Very, very happy. Moonboy, Merritt or Laird captain? Well, obviously it would have just locked out before, but I'm sorry, Moonboy, I missed it, but I would have gone Laird captain. Sorry, Moonboy. You know what? You probably knew what I would have said anyway with Laird captain, but the fact that O'Neill was in, I would have gone the safety with Laird because I don't see him getting tagged. McRae, is that Bont again? It bloody is Bont. He's on 35 points already. He's had a huge start to this game. Lightning's hit. Hang on. Oh, he nearly got it there again. But yeah, remember, I would have gone Laird. Apologies that I missed that. I was a little bit busy doing stuff. Sorry. Brendan, I'm going Dacos as captain. I personally wouldn't, Brendan. I'm like 95% sure that Bailey Scott is going to tag Dacos. He went to Goulden last week, Bailey Scott, and did a decent job in the first couple of quarters. So I'd be very nervous about having Dacos captain tomorrow because, as Calvin has said a couple of times, well, Dacos does need very, very high disposals to get a 120. He's not a guy that's going to rack up those marks and rack up those tackles. So he's going to have to get a lot of disposals, and he can do that. I just wouldn't. I know, Brendan, you were saying last night you want to go for almost that knockout, captain. So I would go someone else other than Dacos. I'd rather go Taranto in a more difficult matchup, but Taranto's got a much higher floor than Dacos. So I'd be going Taranto if you've got him, Brendan, or I'd be going Laird or someone else from tomorrow, I reckon. Underscores, g'day, Bales. G'day, underscores, mate. Hope you're doing well, Brendan. But I think Dacos is better versus North. If you're keen on Dacos, then you go Dacos. I'm just saying I probably wouldn't go Dacos personally. But again, that's you're allowed to make that decision and go Dacos. He's still a good option. I don't know. I'm just worried he gets tagged and gets held to like another 80-odd score. And he might get to 100, but I don't think it's not going to be a 120. It's going to be a low 100 if he gets to 100. Humphrey's looking good in that midfield. Great handball to Rao then. I'm glad I finally got on Humphrey. He looks like a really, really good player. Reminds me a lot of Sarong when Sarong first started. Underscores, happy with Stewart today and had the VC on green, went for the C on Merritt. Yeah, we'll see how Merritt goes with the tag potentially, but hopefully he goes okay. I've got him in RDT and Supercoach Merritt, so I hope that he does sort of go solid. I hope he doesn't go 130. If he goes 115, I'll take it. So I don't miss out on that much in fantasy, but I get a solid score on the other ones. Moonboy, all good, Bales. I put the C on lead. Okay, good. All right, yes. Okay, I would have definitely done that, so I'm glad you did that, Moonboy. Brendan, I can't see a bloke like Dacos going bad 2 weeks in a row. The only problem is it's the tags, though. He didn't go bad last week. He still had his, I think he still had like 27 touches, so he still played well. It's just the fact that he got tagged. So, yeah, But again, as I said, Brendan, if you're keen on Dacos captain, then go ahead, go with it. So it looks like Jeffrey's playing down back as well. Apparently, people saying that Atkins was starting on a wing and playing wing, which isn't really going to be good for his scoring. So there's English there. What's English done so far? He's only on 10, so this is only he's been quiet to start. I really need a bad score from English tonight. Sorry, all those English owners. because I can't have it cost me too much by having Darcy. If English gets an 80, I'll take it, or a 90, because it's like not going to cost me much. I know Stato's got English. I had Darcy. So, Brendan, went Marshall VC, disappointing. Yeah, I would have expected more, but Reed's actually pretty restrictive ruckman. So I'm going to look at that in the future and not really look at the VC against Hawthorn for rucks anymore, because he's quite restrictive. Haven't seen much of Atkins or Fiorini yet. I'm just having a look at the scores on the side here. You've got, Humphrey there's on 14. Atkins is on 6. And I think Fiorini's on 0. I don't think Fiorini's actually touched it. So, going to be a bit nervous with Fiorini tonight. He could go for me next week because I want to get English in my side for Darcy. I'm not afraid to go early and trade Fiorini down to Wardlaw, maybe go a bench rookie down to that Osen Mullen from Geelong. So I think he'll stay in the side because he played pretty well today. So I almost thought about putting Humphrey on over Fiorini, just with he's got that role in the midfield, whereas Fiorini doesn't. But hopefully Fiorini does okay from here. What? Moon Boy Humphrey reminds me a lot of a young Bales, and then Brendan Bales reminds me of a young Humphrey. Fair enough. If Humphrey becomes a really good player, I'll take it. Corey, Fiorini not going well. No, he's not. Moonboy Jackson ran 13 if Darcy's out for this period. Yeah, 100%. But I've got my eye on him. I've got my Darcy. I could even bring in 3 rucks in the next 2 weeks. I could bring in English and Darcy Cameron next week, and then Jackson in round 13. If Darcy's out for more than a month, I'll bring in Jackson as a cheap guy coming off his bye to play through my buys and help me get 2 playing rucks each week. So the way it's going at the moment, it's looking like a Fiorini down to a Wardlaw, maybe a guy like a Pedler or someone down to Mullen, and then use that cash on top of Darcy to go and get English. Is that Fiorini there? I reckon that's Fiorini there. Yeah, Fiorini. Okay, so Fiorini's off the mark. He's on 6 points. Good. At least he's off the mark. So he's actually overtaken a fair few people. Like, he's already level with Atkins. So like Atkins and Fiorini are, there you go, Fiorini there. So a couple of touches. I don't know if he got a kick then, if that was a fresh airy, but Humphrey tackle there. Humphrey started well as well. He's on up to 18 points already. Wits that'll be holding the ball, or it should be. Brendan, the rat pasta special has gone bad. Yeah, it's not not great so far, but still plenty of time. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how Humphrey goes for the whole game, if he can put up a good score. Because a few people were a bit worried about Humphrey, because as I said before, with the 0 and he's got back to 9 doesn't mean he's going to go. But if Humphrey puts up another 80, he's going to be really valuable through the buys. He's going to go up a lot in cash. And he's also going to play. I'm not going to trade him in round 14 if I don't trade him post buys, and he'll be probably good as a last rookie on field. Ouch. Evening all. How you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well. Moonboy, Humphrey was a great pick. Bales, well done. I had Kelly to deal with, so missed him this week. Yeah, that's the thing that was disappointing with the Kelly and Oliver and Johannesson injuries, is that people weren't able to get on a Humphrey or even a Weddle got a 55. Like, he was on my bench. I was looping him because I had a good feeling that Chester wasn't going to play. Like, people were saying that he was playing waffle, so I was able to loop Weddle and see how he went. 55 I'll take on the bench. I wasn't going to field him, but 55 is fine, especially with a -4 break even. He's still going to make like 40 odd K, and he's still going to be a guy that's going to play through the buys. He'll probably go around 14. So to be like a 3-week play to make a quick sort of 100 and 150K, hopefully. Norton, has he kicked it? I think he's just missed it. So it looks like at the moment, I think I just saw Atkins pushing to a pocket. Yeah, Atkins isn't on kick-ins. They've got Jeffrey taking kick-ins. Interesting that Jeffrey's playing back in defence. I don't know why Gold Coast got that many guys playing defence. So Atkins has been playing well in defence, but Stewie G decides that they're going to bring back Ben Long, who I think has probably been the biggest waste of a pick or waste of a trade for Gold Coast. They just did not need him whatsoever, and I don't really rate him. And they've already got McPherson there. They've got all these defenders there, and then they bring in Jeffrey and they play him in defence, and then they play Ben Long there. It just makes no sense. Andrew Griffiths. I'm trading Anderson at the buy. Such a bad pick. Actually, yeah. What is Anderson on? Anderson's on 8. Yeah. Wow. He has been quite poor, and he's just kicked it out in the fall or to be deliberate. I don't know if that was deliberate or not. I think it was actually. So it's going to be him down to -3, to be down to 5. Anderson gets a tackle there. Ouch. I just came in to complain. FML, why did I bother being in Anderson 3 weeks in a row? Looks like 3 weeks of useless primo. Was not an upgrade getting Callahan off to him. Yeah, Callahan's been good the last few weeks. And and a lot of people would have moved him onto a primo that hasn't really done it. Bont again. Probably that should be a kick for Bont and a tackle for Atkins because he tackled him, but it sort of went off the side of the boot and out in the bounce. And from what I understand, a tackle is when it's an ineffective disposal. So for me, that was an ineffective disposal. Yeah, it was. So there you go. The tackle was added. But Bont's up to 41. Is this going to be one of those games where Bont does go big? Or is it going to be one of those games where he starts off well, gets a tag by someone, and then gets to a low 100? We'll have to see. I did think about him captain. I just thought, Laird's been great, safe, 100 normally. He's got 600s in a row. But yeah, I'm the same. Outside, I've got Jack Steele. He got the 120 last week, which is great, but he's gone 3 sub-100 scores in 4 weeks I've owned him, which has been really frustrating. Like, I should be able to sit there with a Premier and go, I'm confident that you'll hit 100, and I'm going to be more surprised if you don't hit 100, right? But since I brought Jack Steele in, I'm not confident he's going to go over 100 because I'm like, well, what do you like? I don't quite get what he's been doing lately. Like, it's just, I know he got the injury against the Crows, but bloody Ainsworth had Fiorini short in the pocket and he goes long to the goal square to a contest. Makes no sense. Fiorini gets a kick, but across the face. Steele's been a really bad own. I'm not going to trade him because I know he'll come good. It's just very frustrating when I picked him over John Dawson, who, okay, last week he went 80 and Steele went 120. So I lost out on that. I would have lost out on that 1 week. Bont again, bloody hell. 44 points in the first quarter for Bont. 45, actually. Hang on, it might be 48. It might have got a tackle. But yeah, with Steele, I lost out on Dawson, but the other 2 weeks, Dawson got 116s and Steele got sub 90s. And then even Andrew Brayshaw's gone 300s in a row when I picked Jack Steele and he won a 130 last week. So that was a big mistake by me. I just thought Steele was going to be a good option coming back from injury. I think got 100 and I was like 120. I'm like, yep, I'm launching into that now. He's looked good. He's back. And Jack Steele's going to be top 8 mid, but yeah. It's just annoying when your primo mids are the ones that are failing. It's not like it's just 1 week. It's that obviously he's done it 3 or 4 weeks. So it's just, that's when it becomes really frustrating. Like, that's why Bont at the start of the year was frustrating because he went, the first 3 games were 90s. And you're like, well, I paid you to be a 100 guy and you're getting 90s. So, Ouch says, my head-to-head matchup has Bont as his captain, looking scary as I don't have him. Well, with that, is it probably a bit ouch, actually, unfortunately. Sorry, man. Yeah, Bont's going big, 48 at quarter time. We did see Gordon last night, though, 38 points, and he only got to a 101. So there's every there's no way to say he's going to be going big, but he's obviously started really well. Corey, but hopefully I can get someone for Hunt, hopefully maybe a forward, so maybe Hunt to Darcy Cameron next week. Yeah, I'm watching Darcy Cameron very closely tomorrow. If he scores anything probably over 80 points, he'll be coming in for me. And I think he's a good option as well. That ruck forward, he's got the round 14 bye, which is great. And yeah, the fact even if I were to get like an English in my ruck for Darcy, and I get Cameron as well, that would allow me to have 2 rucks each week, because I would have Cameron and English next week. I would then have Marshall. I'd have all 3 actually playing in round 13. Round 14, I would have English and Marshall, and then round 15, I'd have Marshall and Cameron. So I'd have 2 rucks each week. So I'm looking at that. Andrew Griffiths, can't blame me taking Steele. I traded in Sinclair. Just stay away from Saints players. Game plan isn't for fantasy this year. Well, I still like Sinclair as an option. I'm looking at him post his buy, but funny enough, now that Luke Jackson potentially is going to be the solo ruck for the next month, depending on how bad the injury is to Darcy. If Jackson's in for a month, I'll probably be going Fife, because he's really cheap for a rookie. He's not a rookie, obviously, but he's cheap, so I can go rookie to him. And then Jackson is going to be around that 700k mark, and if he's got that solo up for a month, he's going to put some pretty decent scores on the board, and he'll make good cash as well. So I will be looking at him very, very closely. Brendan, Darcy to English, have to trade Ashcroft next week, spewing. Ashcroft doesn't have to go for me next week. And especially if maybe if Fiorini doesn't quite do enough in this game, then maybe I do go Fiorini down, and then that cash will allow me to go get Mullen. Well, maybe going Fiorini down to Wardlaw, I'd probably be then allowed, probably able to go like a guy like a Van Rooyen down to Mullen. And then, hang on. No, I can't get Mullen. It's got to be, it'd have to be something like Fiorini down to, hang on. Yeah, but I can't do it though. Because if you go Darcy to English, that's 1 trade. I want to get Cameron, that's going to be 2 trades. So if I go Fiorini to Cameron, that's 2 trades. But then you're probably going to need like 200-300k. Maybe Ashcroft does have to go for me. I don't know. Could be Atkins as well, to be fair. If Atkins just to put up a poor score tonight as well, he could go next week. I'd be fine getting rid of those 2, because who's to say they're going to be in the team post their round 13 bye? There's a chance that they're not. Andrew Girls should have got Sicily. Yep, I know. I'm the same boat. He obviously went huge today. Harry Thomas need this Bont score. Yep, I need it as well. That's for my head-to-head matchups. I don't even captain, but hopefully he goes big. Power gave away 3 free kicks. Not great at all. That's underscores there. So, yeah, what's Powell on? I didn't even see Powell there. Yeah, that's not great. Brendan, surely they tag Bont. Please tag the Bont, Dewey. Please don't. But the scores so far, so you've got Bont obviously top scoring with 48 points. Jamarie Hagan 41 points. He's doing well. McRae 32 points. If McRae gets forward status, that's going to be very interesting. I think he pretty much will now. Swallow 28, Mac Andrew 27, Oscar Baker 26, McPherson and Rao 25 each. Then you got Bailey Williams 23, Libba and Ben King 22. Witts, Noah Anderson, and Joel Jeffrey with Norton and Dale, all 21 points. Bailey Smith, 20. O'Donnell's got 19 points. There you go. Ben Long, 19. Humphrey, 18. Then you've got Ainsworth and English, 17. And then you've got Arthur Jones, 16. Fiorini, 14. Atkins, 10. Caleb Daniel, 13. And then I've got to go all the way down. Yeah, Will Power, 3 points. Yeah, not too good from him so far. I like that ouch, by the way. It's good to see O'Donnell get higher than 10 this game. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Let me have a look. Going to have a look at the scores in the other game, because that's been going. So 6 minutes to go in the quarter. So Draper, Oscar Allen's kicked a couple of goals. Archie Perkins. Redmond's got a goal. There you go. So the scorers in that game, you've got Draper's top scoring 34 points, Duggan 33, Redmond 25. So Hobbs has had a good start with 24 points. I know he's going to go well. I just don't have him. Jinby 21 points, had 7 disposals already. That would just be absolutely typical if Jinby was to go massive. The week I get rid of him. Merritt up to 22 now. He must have just got a mark. So Merritt's doing okay. Yo is playing as well. I completely forgot Yo's playing. He's on 18 points. Does Yo become a bloody option during the buys? Bloody hell. He could actually, he's very, very cheap. Caldwell 18. I was quite keen on Caldwell as well. So he's doing okay. Nick Martin 13 there. Dom Sheed 12. McGrath 12. Yeah, I don't actually think I've got anyone in that game. Jimmy's up to 27. What? It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. But yeah, we'll see what Jimby ends up with. That'd be absolutely typical if he was to go huge and I went Uwedo and Humphrey to him this week when I could have almost kept Jinby in my side because he's going to play and then could have maybe gone someone out. But nah, I'm fine with my trades. I'm sure Jinby will probably do okay, but I don't see him doing that week in, week out. Corey, I started Sicily, which is good. Yep, very good. Yeah, 160. I reckon if I had Sissy in my side, I would have been very, very keen to put in VC because I had a feeling a big score was going to come against a team like the Saints where they give up points to defenders. Brendan, I have to trade a Ruttman, upgrade a rookie, and sideways a primo to have 18 on the park. Wow, for next week. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people in that position. So that's why I'm trying my best because I'm in probably a luxurious position to a lot of other coaches. I'm trying as hard as I can. That'll be a tackle for Humphrey. I'm trying as hard as I can to get 22 on the park each week because that's where I can get an advantage through the buys. Because I've got a lot of my team I don't have too many mid-price. So Bont again has already got a couple of touches in the quarter already. I wouldn't say that won't be deliberate. What was I going to say? That's what I'm by Bont then to get out of that Ainsworth tackle. Not the best kick, but I've only got, I think, in terms of mid prices, I'm just seeing through defense. So, like Lockie Ash is there, but he'll go round 15 anyway. So he's pretty much one of my lock trades round 15. And I've got Atkins and Fiorini. They'll probably go probably this week because this is probably the week to do it because round 13 will probably be getting rid of these round 15 players and getting more players on the park. So they're the two there. Obviously, Ashcroft's there as well. And I've got Dylan Williams. So there's not actually that many. Like Sheasel could go at the buys. I could trade him at his buy as well. But besides that, I've got a lot of keepers in my team already or players that I'm happy to have in my side. So I'm not too fussed of trading a premium or two through the buys. Like, does Steele go next week? Does Steele go to Darcy Cameron next week to give me the money? Probably not. That's probably being a bit silly, but just putting it out there. At this stage, yeah, it's probably almost looking like I'll probably keep Pedler. And I might even go Fiorini and Atkins out next week to one to Cameron, one to Wardlaw, which will give me the cash to go to Darcy English, because that'll fix my buys for my rucks. And I think I'll be fine throughout all the buys anyway. So that might be what I do. I might get off those two guys and bring in the rookie. And yeah, I might be playing obviously extra rookie over on field for a week, but because I've got so much cash on my bench, I think that could be a play because then you just go your rookies down in the you go Pedler down the week after. English just got like 2+6 in the space of like a second. He's up to 31 points already. So he's pretty much doubled his score in the first 2 minutes of the quarter. Anderson intercept mark there as well. But yeah, trade's going to be really interesting this week because there are going to be a lot of people doing a lot of different things. People are going to be in different positions. So it is going to be very interesting. Humphrey again, another kick. So Humphrey doing his thing up to 28 points. Yeah, if Humphrey was to go 90 plus, I would almost then bench Dylan Williams and just risk and see if Drury doesn't get named, if he gets named or not. And if he didn't get named, then that's when I would just get Humphrey score. But we'll see. Ouch. What are your thoughts on captaining Butters this week? It's either him or Laird. For me, Ouch, I've got to go Laird on that one. I couldn't captain Butters with a whole heap of confidence. Yes, I know he's obviously been great last 3 weeks. He had a great game last week, but I get worried with him being a captain for our sides when we know that he's been injured on low scores in the past. He's a VC guy that you play on a Friday or a Saturday. I'd much rather go a Laird. Laird is a lot safer to go 100, and if the ground is going to be a bit wet, then he's going to get his tackles. Like if we look at Laird's numbers, and people are probably going to be saying you're just saying this because Laird's your boy, right? But if I go Laird here, right? So he went 57 in round 1, hot weather, he was sick. Take that completely out. I just say that's an anomaly. I don't even count that score. He's gone 142 against Richmond, 83 against Port Adelaide with a Willem Drew tag and gave away 3 free kicks. So that was those 3 free kicks. Most of his free kicks against tackles. So that would have been 100. If you add plus the 9 plus the tails, it would have been 100. The Fremantle game got tagged by Aish for the better part of 3 quarters and gave away 3 free kicks again for an 84. That could have been 100 if you add them on. Then he went 118 against Carlton when he got tagged by Curnow in the second half, while Bont continues to go crazy. 120 against Hawthorn when he got injured late and obviously went off for a little bit. 110 against Collingwood, tough team to score against. 107 against Geelong, obviously in Geelong, very tough to score against. St Kilda 101, essentially at 3/4 times. I think it's very, very early in the last quarter. He got a couple of touches and obviously got subbed out. So that would have been a 130. And then he got a 131 against the Bulldogs. So for me, people are probably, they know that he's going well. They're probably not taking into account how well he's going. A few people saying, Hobbs is doing well. Or are they saying Hobbs is doing well? So quarter time in the other game. So Duggan top scoring with 36 points. Redmond 36, Merritt 32. So Merritt's doing along solid. So if you guys have got Merritt or got in captain, he's doing enough at the moment and not doing enough. He's doing well at the start. So he's going solid in the first quarter. McGrath's on 30. Of course, I know for a fact McGrath's going to go on a run now, probably string up 300 or 400s together after I get rid of him after he was so bad to start the year. Yo 27. So I think Yo is a player we have to keep an eye on. I know he's so injury prone, but during the buys, he's one of those guys that even if he were to get injured, if you've got 20 or 21 playing and he gets injured, well, he's not going to count your score anyway. But he's a guy that can put up hundreds. So just a guy to keep an eye on to see how he goes. I'm not obviously watching the game, so it'll be interesting to see what role he's playing, how he's looking. Jimmy, 27. That's obviously not a surprise. He's going well. Nick Martin, 27. I hope Jet jumped on Nick Martin because 27 is a pretty good score to start the first quarter. Caldwell, 22 with 7 handballs. So just not kicking it. Hunt, 19. Wow, Hobbs went down to 18. So Hobbs must have given away maybe a free kick or 2, maybe. I'm not sure. Humphrey again. Humphrey's looking good. Like people are concerned, but he's looking good. Tim Kelly, 17. If anyone's got him. Dom Sheed, 12. Oh, that'd be annoying if people jumped on him as a bit of a money-making guy till round 14, and he's dishing up a 14 or 12 points so far. Witherden's only 9, so I hope no one jumped on him with Hearn back in the side. Then Noah Long's on 2 points, so quiet start for Long as well. Ouch, I like Butters' matchup versus Tigers. Yeah, it's a good matchup. I just wouldn't be confident in putting him captain again in any game because we know that he can get injured at any point and go off. So I wouldn't be. Again, if you like it, go ahead. I'm only saying what I would be doing, and I would probably never really even consider Butters a captain option anyway. I would only look at him as a VC option. So yeah, I wouldn't be doing him as a captain. Humphrey, good mark. Or I don't know if he got paid the mark, but he kicked it anyway. He's looking really good. He's top scoring for Gold Coast on 40 points. He's the third highest scorer for the game. Almost now wish I did back him in on field. I've got Johnson 68. If Humphrey does normally start the first half pretty well. Is that him again? No, someone else that got it. It's just concerning. Yeah, Atkins and Fiorini really are quite quiet. So you got Fiorini's on 14, Atkins on 10. So haven't scored in this quarter so far. Brendan, yeah, no, long on 0. Yeah, he wasn't obviously doing well. He's on 2 points now, so a bit better. Harry Thomas, does loophole better work? Well, yeah, but from what people have said, they expect Curtis to be the sub and Drury just to be the carryover. So I wouldn't imagine that Drury will be the sub, but obviously, hopefully, because I know you've got Bont VC, Harry, hopefully he's not. Because if Humphrey goes well, I would like to take Humphrey on the bench and bench someone if Humphrey goes and does really well. Ouch, but new coach or may galvanise them a bit. Yeah, well, you're talking about Butters. Yeah, I still wouldn't. I don't think I would. I'd be captaining Butters. Corey Blackledge, don't know when I'll trade Noble. Had him for the last 3 weeks, but I think Noble's still done well. So Noble can go at his buy, round 14. Just trade Noble at his buy. Brendan, I like Butters on any matchup, but surely they pay some attention to him after last week. Well, that is a good point. They've probably got to do it after we did last week, but Tigers don't normally tag. But again, I'm just not confident putting Butters captain. He can get injured at any point. So Fiorini tackle. Ouch. Are the Lions are more likely to tag lead? No, Lions don't. The Lions don't tag. They have a midfield of like Dunkley follows someone around, but for me, they're going to follow Dawson around. They're not going to follow Laird around. I know teams have tagged Laird over Dawson, but Dawson's the guy that wins your games, not Laird. I love Laird, but Laird's a guy that gets in and under, and he's a bit like Libba, and then Dawson's Bomb. Obviously different players, but in terms of like for the team, Dawson's the better player for the team, and Libba does all the in under, and same with Laird. So I just don't see them. Lions don't normally tag anyway. Like Dunkley does go head to head with people. Oh, you're kidding me. Fiorini, man. He ran too far. So instead of getting the kick, which he did, he gets a -3. So it's a 6-point turnaround. You bloody spud. So instead of being on 21 and not doing awful, you're now on 15. It looks a lot worse. You idiot. I'm telling you, if Atkins and Fiorini don't do well this week, they're both gone for me. And they got their bye next week, but I'd rather have Wardlaw on my field and get his 60s or Humphrey on my field. And Humphrey's not that much cheaper. And be able to get other guys. So, yeah, not great. Brendan says, not sure. New coach bounce. It's risky, but all VCs have been rubbish this week. Yeah, they have been. It hasn't been a good one. So that's why if you do have a guy like Bont who's looking good so far, or Sicily, you're going to get a big advantage this week. Andrew Griffith need Drury to miss. Yeah, no, I need him. I think a lot of people need him to miss as well. The only reason I would need Drury to miss is if, well, I don't want Drury to be sub anyway because I don't want him to like be losing cash. But if Humphrey goes and gets as I said, a 90, then yeah, I'd probably bench Dylan Williams at that point. And then I would take on the Humphrey one if Drew misses. But if Drew was to play, I'd just play Pedler. So I've got a bit of a backup plan if that's the case. So I think I've got something. Because I did brush my teeth before. I reckon I've got one of the blades stuck in. Hang on. Yeah, it was. Sorry about that. Yeah, it was one of the blades from my electric toothbrush was stuck in my mouth. The blade was just annoying. You probably saw the last couple minutes I was just doing like that. It was just annoying, but it's all gone. Harry Thomas, do you think Drew will play? I really want this Bont score. I don't know, Harry. You're gonna have to wait till tomorrow. He's not playing VFL, Drury. So the 4 emergencies for North Melbourne: Ben Cunnington, Aidan Core. Both those 2 are playing VFL tomorrow. Paul Curtis and Blake Drury are the 2 that aren't. So it's a 50-50 chance that Drury's going to be the sub. And obviously, if there's a late change, then maybe Curtis comes in the 22 and Drury's the sub. So there's a chance that he is sub tomorrow. So yeah, just be wary of that. Mike Warren, Merritt, 32 at quarter time. Yep, good start for Merritt. So I'm happy that he's still doing well as I've got him in RDT and Super Coach. God, Bont just brushed away 2 tackles. Oh, God, Bont is so good. He is awesome. I've always been a big fan of Bont, but obviously when I bring guys into my team, I almost have more affection for them, obviously, because I watch them every week more closely. But yeah, owning Bont it's very, very enjoyable. Like, because the way he's gone this year, he's got a floor of like, I think his floor is 80, but he's had 90 plus in every game so far. So touch wood, he keeps going and scoring well in every game because he's doing really well. Yeah, happy with Merritt C. Yep, he's doing well at the moment, so it's fine. Ed Vogel, new here. Oh, Ed, welcome, mate. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the stream, mate. If you haven't subscribed, which obviously you're new, bottom right-hand corner, mate, get involved. Help the channel out. Like the stream. Haven't done that yet tonight so far. The usual, yeah. Like the stream so more people get involved, more new people come and we can build a little community here for every Saturday night game and then every now and again for Friday nights. And yeah, plenty of other fantasy content on the channel throughout the week. So yeah, get involved. So yeah, subscribe, like, turn notifications on so you miss when I go live and when I upload content. There's a super chat button as well if you want to go extra length. If you want to donate to the channel, that'd be very much appreciated. I'm trying to save up for Perth to go meet Tim, who's the other half of AFL Fantasy Fanatics. So we got $11 last night. So I need about another $500 more. I'm not going to get obviously all donated on here, but yeah, it'd be fantastic to go over to Perth. But yeah, appreciate all the support you guys show on all the streams. Slowly growing, and we just ticked over the hour as well. And also, yeah, share the stream with your friends and stuff, Ed, if you've got anyone that wants to get involved. Share it on socials and everything like that. So Atkins tackle. Atkins looks like he started to get a little bit more involved. So he's up to 22 now. So it's obviously not huge, but he's just slowly getting, there's still half the quarter here. If he gets himself to 35, 40, then that's fine. If he gets all we want from him is his 80s. Like Fiorini's obviously the one, he's down at 15. We probably need him to start really racking up some points. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit nerve-wracking watching him moving forward. Ouch, yep, saying hi to Ed. Yep, well, everyone say hello to Ed, obviously new to the stream. Ouch, Bales, you almost convinced me. What do you mean almost convinced you? I don't have to, obviously, Ouch, if you want to go Butters captain, then feel free. I'm just very nervous of Butters having him as a captain. I just don't trust him as a captain option. He's a VC option. Your captain option, like, because maybe people are looking at the 140 last week and going, he's a captain option, but that's obviously one good game. He's a high injuries because just of his style. Like, he's a great player. Like, he's very, very good. He'd probably be up in the top 10, the Brownlow and stuff like that. He's had a great year, but just his bash and crash style would make me nervous. And your captain's got to be a safe captain because you don't like captain in your team obviously score double points, you want guys that are pretty much guaranteed 100. So guys like your Tarantos, your Lairds, your Andy Brayshaws, your Tim Englishes, guys like that are like, there's probably more that I can't think off the top of my head, that get you hundreds every week that you can bank if your VC fails. So a lot of people had Gordon VC 101. Not awful, but obviously you'd want at least 110 to take it. And we know Butters can go under 60. We've seen it. Obviously either injury or something else. So I just wouldn't feel comfortable with Butters. But again, as I said, Ouch, if you're confident that you want to go Butters captain, then go ahead. I'm not going to stop you because if he gets 134, you're laughing. Chief Charlie, hope Bailey can turn out. Hope Bailey can turn out good. This Haim, I don't understand that. Happy for Humphrey, Bailey Smith. Oh, hope Bailey Smith can. I'm assuming, Charlie, you're just saying hope both Humphrey and Bailey Smith can do well. Yeah, be good to do well as well. Moonboy, Talon Bales. Wait, what was that about, Moonboy? What was I saying? I was probably passionate about something. Probably forgot about it. Short-term memory loss, I don't have short-term memory loss. I just forgot. I just forget a few things. Ouch, yeah, go after them. I can't remember what I said. Was I going on a rant or something? Or was that about the Gold Coast rant? Because there's a bit of chat here. I'm trying to get through it eventually, but there's a lot of chat trying to get through here. There's plenty, and like we've got 17 people. There's a lot more. It seems like there's like chat for like 50 people. Probably need to go pretty quicker. I need Atkins to do well through the buys. Says, ouch. Yep, I hope so. But if he doesn't do well tonight, he can go, I think. Because I think if people got Humphrey, people got Stewart, people got maybe if they bring Mullen in, that's a few round 13 players already. So that's fine. Brendan got Humphrey and Wardlaw in and on field this week, feeling good about it. Yep, Humphrey obviously started pretty well on 40 points, and Wardlaw hopefully goes solid. I'll be getting Wardlaw in next week. He'll be locked in unless anything happens, which I hope it doesn't because he's my downgrade option. No, that won't be Humphrey's tackle there. Brendan had Mitchell from the Hawks as well, and he's been great for the last 3 weeks. Yeah, he has. I think he did a knee injury, so he may be out for a little bit. I don't know what the injury exactly is. They haven't really given too much an update. I know he did go off and it didn't look great. So, yeah, I'd almost be planning that he won't be there through the buys. But he's probably the guy you can downgrade and get some cash from this week. Chief Charlie Mitchell went off for some reason, I think, said the out symbol on the AFL. Yeah, it was a knee injury, so hopefully he's okay. But I think he's going to be out for a little bit. JD, I need Bont in my fantasy life. Yeah, it's good owning Bont. Obviously, it can be frustrating at times when he goes for a half for 20 points, but then you can get 70 in the next half and get to 100. And so, well, if he did that for both halves, but obviously when he gets tagged, it's not great. Sim says Bailey looks amazing. Thank you, Sim. Appreciate it. So does Humphrey, says Sim. Yeah, Humphrey's looking good, but I appreciate the compliment, mate. Brendan, just thought you were on the Booger Sugar Pulse. No, mate. No Booger Sugar for me, mate. Chicho, VC Marshall got 96, so Captain Taranto. Yeah, I like Taranto as captain. He's safe. Like I know that Port a hard matchup, but I still think Taranto can score against anyone. Taranto almost is one of those players that can score just as well in hard matchups than easy matchups. So with me for Taranto, I don't look at matchups with him. It just doesn't really matter. Well, of course, if he's got a great matchup, then that's obviously even more reason to put in captain. But he's a guy that we're putting captain most weeks anyway, just because how safe he is. So, yeah, I like him as captain. Reveal winner cleaning services. Haven't given up on Ratkins yet. Had a 3-point first quarter the other week and got to a 75 home for a repeat. Yeah, I hope so. He's on 22 now. So if he can get himself, as I said, to 35 points at halftime, that's still fine. We're not expecting hundreds from him. As long as he can tick over solid enough scores, then that's fine. Sim O'Donnell on track to start some cash gen. Yeah, potentially. What is O'Donnell on actually? O'Donnell 27. So yeah, I just don't know if he's an option. He's on a bad bye. He hasn't scored great, so I'm not sure. Chief Charlie, did you fear any incident when you got mad? Oh, okay. All right. That's what it was when I got mad at Fiorini for, bloody running too far. Yeah, bloody twit. It's cost him 6 points. Fiorini's there. Don't run too far this time, Fiorini. Oh, that kick right there. That kick from Fiorini there. That's what's going to get him dropped if he gets dropped. Kicks like that. Part of me almost hopes he gets dropped because he's like, I want to trade him anyway. And if he does get dropped, it's even more reason to trade him. Atkins. So that's a better kick from Atkins. I know it didn't hit Ainsworth, but at least it gave him a bloody... Oh, that was awesome. That was a bit loud on the microphone. Apologies for that. That was a bloody awesome goal. That was bloody like a soccer cross. Ainsworth snapping it from the right pocket and then Lukosius in the goal square to tap it in. That was awesome. I was acting like that was a bloody big hanger then. Apologies for that. We got 20 people watching, which is great. So probably hurt 20 people, 40 eardrums. 40 individual eardrums I probably hurt then. Jezza on Wheatbix. Will Drury play? There's a chance. The 4 emergencies for North Melbourne, Core and Cunnington, both those 2 are playing VFL, so they won't be the sub. And then Curtis and Drury are the 2 that are emergencies that are not playing VFL. So there is a 50-50 chance that one of those 2 is a sub. And obviously, if there's a late change as well, one of them comes into the side, the other one's a sub. So at the moment, for what I've heard, for a few people saying they expect Curtis to be the sub. So whereas like they don't expect Drury to be. So Drury should be fine to loop, but just have a backup plan in case because there is a chance that he is still the sub. So like, for example, I've got Humphrey on my forward bench and I'm looping tonight. And I've got Drury there. If Drury's named in the side, then obviously I'll just play Pedler. That'll be my backup plan, but potentially. But we've got to see how Humphrey finishes the game first. Moon Boys, Humphrey a must-have if he goes over 80 tonight. Probably not. He's going to be near 5. If he gets another 80 tonight with a -3 break even, he'll be near 500k. So round 13 by 380s in a row. I don't know if I could do it now. I think this is probably the last week to get him. So probably not. Underscores, forgot his name, but the Irish Geelong guy with the man bun looked good as downgrade next week, scored 60 or so. Yeah. Oyson Mullen. Yeah, he looked good today. Looked very good. The way he played today, I don't see him getting dropped. He actually had an impact on the game. He gave them something different down back for Geelong. So the only problem is because he's got that round 13 bye. Geelong hate rookies. We know this. They keep dropping people. Geelong will probably get a couple back after the bye. Humphrey again as he gets a kick. Humphrey he looks good. He's such a good player. So the only worry with Mullen bringing him in is I'm almost looking at Mullen as a guy to bring in round 14 as a downgrade target because I'd much rather bring him in round 14 and then know that he's playing than Humphrey again. Bloody hell. Instead of trading into him next week and then he get dropped after his bike and it's just a red dot again. It's just no point. So JD Tellen Bowles was referring to Atkins running too far. Oh, you mean Fiorini? But yes, yeah. Sim, Wardlaw, Johnson, Mullen, Fay, O'Donnell, all potential targets next week. Johnson for me will be too expensive. Actually, no, he's not. He's 350. But John's got the bye next week. So if you want to get Johnson, he'll be the week after, round 13. Mullen obviously is an option. I personally prefer him in round 13. A little bit like McAndrew, because I think if McAndrew was to stay in the Sydney side, which I don't think he will, I think Mullen and McAndrew are the 2 options in round 13 because they've got the bye next week. Sorry, Mullen's got the bye in round 13. Sorry, McAndrew's option in round 13. Mullen's an option in round 14. That's what I personally think. But Pill will go Mullen next week because he scored all right. But I'm just worried that he gets dropped post the bye because we know that buys clubs do reset. And players that weren't playing come back in. Players that are playing go back out. So, but yeah, Wardlaw, if you don't have him, great target next week. And O'Donnell, if O'Donnell does all right, potentially. Chief Charlie, happy Matt Johnson did good on my bench. Yep, I'm happy as well. I took his score over playing Humphrey. But if Humphrey was to do really well tonight and score 90 plus, I would probably bench Dylan Williams and put on and try and put Drury in my forward line to maybe loop Humphrey on. And if Drury was to play or be the sub, then I would just play Pedder on field. Chief Charlie, I know I said that already. Ouch, that rookie's Mullins. Yep. Yeah, he's a nice cheap downgrade. Underscores, yeah, with 3 trades next week, definite option. Yeah, he is. Definite option next week. He's still a good option. I'm probably just for my own team, I think I'll wait till round 14 to get him just to make sure that he is playing. Because obviously round 14, 15, the buys that we're really going to need players playing, we can't afford to trade red dots in next week. So for me, I'm going to be looking at him in round. I'd rather pay $270 for him in round 14, but know that he's playing, then pick him up next week for $220 odd, and then he gets dropped post buy, and then you've got a red dot. And there will be a lot of people fall into that trap if he gets dropped. I hope he doesn't get dropped because I want him as a downgrade option, but I would rather pay a little bit extra coin in round 14 to make sure he's playing. Sim, positive thing is his break even's only 31. Yeah, but obviously there's only a minute to go, and both him and Fiorini are 25 and 22, so it's not great. Jez on Wheatbix will Blake Drury play. Yes, I just answered that before, Jez, but I know you put that twice in chat, so I'm slowly making my way down the chat because there's a fair bit. Brendan, I know that's just commenting on. Ouch, JD. Oh, I mistook the Fiorini instant for Atkins. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's all good, man. Ouch. I brought in Humphrey and Wardle this week. Good to see cheap rookies doing well. Yep. I didn't get Wardle this week. I went Weddle instead. Weddle 55 is okay. It's still good for cash gen. And I was happy I looped him on the bench. I didn't have to play him on field. Sim, no, only one of my ear works. The other one has no bones in it. Oh, that's funny. Brendan, don't apologise, Bales. Commentate, mate. All right, so the ball goes long up towards King. Can't take the mark. Lakosha's nearly there. No, I'm not doing that. Reveal winner King said Eagles are staying with Essendon. Funny round this one. It really is. It's been a weird round. It's been a bit of a carnage round. A lot of players have gone off with injuries, come back on, or been subbed out, or whatever. Harry, just to be, is that Humphrey injured? And they've just completely got Fox Footy annoying when they do that. They go straight to their news, like the desk straight away after half time. It's just like sometimes interviews, sometimes it looked like to me Humphrey copped a hit and like going back to the flight. So he should be okay, probably just sucking it in. But yeah. Harry Thomas, just be careful in the Drew situation, emergency Wardlaw and not Ashcroft. Yeah, you wouldn't emergency Ashcroft anyway. You just play him on field. Chief Charlie, Allen got 3 goals and Jimmy playing not too bad. Yep, of course. Ouch. Yeah, very true about new rookies with buys, Bales. Yep, I know. That's why I'm a bit nervous about Mullins. Mullins could be that buy trap that people fall into. That we know Geelong. If he played for any other team, I'd feel a lot more confident. But the fact he plays for Geelong, they've got players out, they come back. I'm not sure. Ouch, I played Atkins on field. Hope he gets going second half. Well, I hope bloody Fiorini and Atkins get going the second half, being on 25 and 22. It's funny because we knew that this was going to be a week that they were going to go poor, but everyone owns Fiorini. Everyone owns Atkins. I don't think there were that many people that would have benched them and tried to loop them. If I had the opportunity to, I would have. That would have been a good option for me to do. But yeah. Underscores, yeah, I think that's a good point. Like the max he gets to is 280k and then has his buy, so not much. Yeah, that's what I mean. So I'd much rather miss out on the 60k, watch him next week, hopefully plays well, then add the bye, and then bring him in round 14 if he plays, because we're going to need downgrade options anyway, those buys, and probably going to need maybe 2, because you're going to want to go 2 down, 1 up in those weeks. You don't want to be swapping premiums. So you want more rookies in the next few. So that's why I grabbed Weddle this week. That's why I'm going to be getting Wardlaw next week. That's what I'm going to be getting. Hopefully McAndrew, if he hopefully stays in the side round 12, round 13, sorry. Then Mullins round 14. Hopefully some mid-priced, mid-season draft draftees come through, pick them up as well. That's obviously next week, so we'll have to watch for that. Andrew Gross, I think trading English is an option. I don't think so. So what's English on now? He's on 46, so he's not killing anyone to them. I don't think so. This is a tough ground to score at, obviously, with the slippery conditions. I'm actually looking at bringing in English next week, Andrew, because he's going to be a top 2 ruck. Maybe I bring Gawn in and Cameron and not English, but I'd rather have around 15 ruck, around 14 ruck, and around 12 ruck, because then you can sort of switch it. I was also looking at Witts as well, but Witts obviously is not doing too great. I don't think he's on 42, so not huge, but Humphrey looks a bit sore. Yeah, I think he's fine. I think he's just winded. I'm hoping so anyway. Ouch, Humphrey looks, but yeah, I said that. Sim, carnage happens every buy round. Yep, exactly right. Underscores, why the hell would you trade English? Well, no, I remember Minimonk just raised it as a bit of on the coach panel pod, as just a bit of a different play. Like if you go him down to Gawn, make yourself 300k. English has got some tougher matchups through the buys. You can use that 300k to upgrade someone, and then you can get English back post your buy. So it is a play, but I'm actually looking at bringing English next week. Brendan, McPherson going along nicely would take a 90. Yeah, I wish McPherson wasn't going along nicely, because Stato's got him in our matchup, so I don't want him doing too well. But for you, Brendan, I hope he does well. Brendan, I don't own Fiorini or Atkins. Well, you'd be happy with that. Tony Ford should have gone Bont as captain. Yeah, I know, Tony, obviously you messaged me before. Bont was a good option. I've got Laird, and I was saying go Laird. I think he was safer as an option, but Bont obviously has been great on 71 at quarter time, or half time, sorry. Andrew Greer's 1 mil. I'd rather have a mid primo. Yeah, it's a good point, but obviously rucks are different. You just want the best 2 rucks in Marshall and English and lock them in. But it's not the worst option if you go him down to someone like a Gawn or someone like that, and then use that cash on top of someone. I don't know. You have to see. It's pretty much team dependent, I think. Tony Ford going with Laird or Taranto instead. Yeah, for me, Tony, I'm Laird. Obviously, you know that. I've got Laird captain, and I've got Taranto as well. But I just think Laird's got the higher potential ceiling tomorrow. Underscores, English has Geelong, then Port, who both don't have rucks. Well, they've got Segler for Geelong, but then obviously Port have got Lysette, so he could actually go okay. But yeah. Blaze, Bont going strong so far. Yep, going very well. And Blaze, I know you think you had him captain, I'm pretty sure. So Tony Ford got it back in. Lairdy, Brendan, English matchups don't matter. Yeah, that's right. He had all those tough matchups at the start. Ouch. Have you seen McGrath scoring the other game and somehow he started to play again? No, I'll look in a sec. Sim Hobbs can lift a bit. Ouch, so many poor weeks. Yep, so we'll go to the scores for these games. So you've got Marcus Bonampelli top scoring with 71 points. Then you got Jamal Hagan 61, Jackson McRae 58, David Swallow 54, Caleb Daniel 53, Lukosius 49, Bailey Humphrey 46, which is good. Bailey Smith 46, Tim English 46 as well. McPherson 45. Then you got Rao and Dale on 44 each. Ainsworth 43, Witts 42, Anderson 41, Mac Andrew 40. Then the other relevant players, you've got Libbers on 35, O'Donnell 31. I know Lachlan McNeil's like mid-200s is like a potential if he's a downgrade option if he plays and does all right. Arthur Jones 29. Then for Gold Coast, I think I said Noah Anderson 41. Atkins 29, so I got to add the tackle, which is nice. Fiorini got taken a tackle away, so Fiorini's back down to 18 points. Yeah, that's really poor from Fiorini. And then I'll have a look at the scores for the other game on my phone. Just kind of want to disrupt the screen and whatever. So 2.5 minutes to go in that other game. You've got Duggan 55. Duggan's doing well. I know Jake from Chat's got him, so he'd be happy with that. Draper 55. Merritt 53. So Merritt's doing long all right. Jaden Hunt 49. So if people still got Jaden Hunt, he's had the equal most touches on the ground. Nick Martin 47, McGrath 46, Elliot Yeo 45. just a guy to keep an eye on. Dom Sheed 41. That's a bit better. He's starting to get going. Redmond 42. Ridley 38. Jinby 34. Hobbs 34. Caldwell 37. Just got added a few points there. Tim Kelly 38. Gaff 17, Witherden 16. So yeah, they're the only two. But it's not obviously the most fancy relevant game, but obviously people got Merritt, so he's doing all right and doing his thing in that game. So what's Elliot Yo's game time? Has it been really limited or no? Yo 79%, so he hasn't been limited or anything like that. He's played pretty much the whole game. So let me have a look. So I'm up to six, back inside top 7K. Obviously, it's a bit weird that I've got Humphrey on my bench over Fiorini, and obviously Humphrey's outscoring him by a fair bit. What's my matchup? I'm interested to see what. Wait, does that Johnson 68 kicked in? Yes, it has. So me versus Stato. So because Bont's got 71, he's got English 46, McPherson 45, Hobbs 34. So after this game, I would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in our unique matchup play. And he would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He would have had 6. So if Bont can keep doing what he's doing, and then English, McPherson, and Hobbs go at what they're doing at the moment, I'm still in the matchup because he's got Dawson. He's then got a midfielder. He's looping Jinby on his bench. I don't know if he takes it or not, or if he tries to bring someone in. But he may loop that on. Obviously, he went Johannesson to Hobbs as one trade, and he probably went. I think he's going Sharp to Wardlaw if he doesn't. So potentially could be Dawson, one of Wardlaw or Sharp, one of Wardlaw or Jinby, sorry, and Butters. That's 3, and I've got Laird, Zeeble, and Dylan Williams. And obviously I've got Laird captain, and he'll have Taranto captain. But then obviously, as I said, if Humphrey goes well, I can loop him on, potentially use Drury. If not, I'll play Pedler. So I'm still in actually, considering I did have Sean Darcy, who I thought that it was gonna be costing me. So, but yeah. Got 20 people watching. Appreciate everyone that's tuning in and watching along for the watch along tonight. If you haven't subscribed, bottom right hand corner, on our way to 1,100 subscribers. So we were 1189 when I last checked, but that was earlier today or earlier last night. So what are we on now? Still 1189. So no new subscribers tonight. But if you haven't subscribed, bottom right-hand corner, get involved. We're only 11 away from 1,100. Make sure you like the stream so it gets out to more people. And if you want to do a little bit extra and donate to the channel, there's a super chat button there. Feel free to use that. If you want me to do I know a few people last night. I know that Says and Brendan donated a little bit there, so appreciate those two from last night. But if you want me to do like that again, like that cameo thing, if you want me to do my intro to my videos, if people know what my intro is, and do it personalized for you, if you do a super chat and send it through, then I'll do a personalized message for you. But if anyone wants to do that, I don't know if anyone wants to do that. Yeah, Andrew, just something a bit different. I'm thinking of. Yeah, it is a play. It's not the worst thing I've heard. That's for sure. Ravel winner cleaning services. Your boy McGrath doing well. Bales. Lol. Sorry, couldn't help myself there. That's fine. I almost laugh at it in a way because it's annoying. Brendan, you need a co-host. Bales. So many comments. Oh, it's all right. Most people are busy on a Saturday, so probably not really anyone that comes and can help out. But Max Boston, Fiorini killing my round. Yeah, Fiorini's killing a lot of people at the moment. He's owned by I think 97% of the top 100, and there wouldn't have been that many people that put him on the bench and looped him. A few people might have, but not many. Ouch! Need to wear Bale's jaw out, jokes. Yeah, it's getting a workout. Corey Blackledge Hunt again is doing a last 3/4 surge. Happy he did it last week. Joni Roseby, F's in the chat for Fiorini owners. Yep, I'm one. Corey Blackledge, I have Fiorini on field over Humphrey, but hopefully I can. Where'd that go? Hopefully I can over Wardlaw. Yeah, hopefully he can somehow loop and get Wardlaw off and get Humphrey score if he continues what he's doing. Sim managed the 2,300 last week with copping JJ. What do you think par will be this week? It won't be as high, I don't think. There's been a lot of hundreds and like solid scores, but there's been no huge scores. Like obviously, you remove Sicily, there's that one huge score. I think we've only had I think there's only been the one other 120 so far this round, if I'm correct. So last night you had Lloyd 123, Blakey 112, Walsh 110, Kerno 110. So you had those 110s there. Then in the earlier games, you had this obviously St Kilda. You had I'll just do Melbourne Freaks. I've got it up now. Petrarca 116. That was the only one over 110. St Kilda Hawthorn. You obviously had Sicily 165, Dylan Moore 126, and Brad Crouch 114. And then in the GWS and Geelong game, Stewart 121, Toby Green 120, Hogan 112, Briggs 111. Obviously, Briggs isn't owned by too many people. Could Briggs be like a money-making guy that we could bring in our ruck for a few weeks after scoring 100? Who's he got? Richmond, North Melbourne Free? Yeah, probably not. But yeah, they're the only ones there. And then tonight, obviously, you've got Bont, who's on track for a good score, and same with Ugle Hagen. There's obviously only a half. And then the other game, we've got, so Merritt's 58, so he's doing okay. But no one there's going absolutely bananas. So, yeah, we haven't had any huge scores. So maybe Parr's going to, because of the Darcy injury, a few people got him. Hollands, a lot of people still got on field as well. So it's probably going to be that 22, 2,300, somewhere around that this week at the moment. But again, we could have huge scores tomorrow and that all changes. Ouch. I feel at this stage, past score maybe around 20. Yeah, I probably feel about the same. JD, it's good to hear you talk about your matchup bars. It's rarely mentioned. Most people speak about their overall ranking instead. I rank my league matchups and ladder more highly than overall ranking. I would love to say my leagues are more important, but in the Content Creators Cup that I'm in, I'm only 3-7. So I need to start winning. I've got really unlucky with matchups. Like I'll come up against a guy that will top score or be in the top 3 scorers out of 20 teams, and I think I've conceded probably I'm in the top 3 for most conceded points, but I think I'm in the top half of I'm 9th out of 20 coaches in terms of overall rank. So I've just got really unlucky with a few 50-50 games. SC said Brayshaw is a stitch up, stuck between Taranto and Dunkley to captain. I think I'm still Taranto over Dunkley captain. I know Dunkley's got the better matchup, but like, don't get me wrong, Dunkley was good, but he's been up and down. Like Dunkley 125, then 172. Obviously got the 88 against Essendon, 115. So he's been good 3 of his last 4, but 2 of those were at the Gabba, and 1 of them was at Marvel Stadium. So got another bloody blade from my bloody toothbrush. It's annoying. So yeah, I would go Taranto there. I'd go Toronto captain there, SC Seb. I reckon I would do that. Max Boston was planning on getting Sicily soon. Hurts watching go 160. Yeah, he was on my sort of list of targets to keep an eye on. And yeah, he went well, didn't he? Jonah Roseberry agreed. Jay loved the league competitiveness and matchups with mates. Yep, agreed. I still like the matchups. I've got a cash league that I keep a close on, obviously, and then I've got I'm in the Hat Chat league, like League 24, whatever it is, and then the Content Creators Cup. They're the ones I take the most serious. I don't know why I take the content one the most serious, because it doesn't actually, I don't get any money from it. There's a cash league I probably should take more serious, but yeah. Brendan, Tom Stewart got 120. Yep, very happy. Yes, that's what I mean. Tom Stewart and Sicily were the only 2, but they're defenders. So no midfielders have gone huge. We've already had a couple play. So, but obviously Bont could change that. Brendan, Briggs actually looked good. He's huge. Yeah, he looked big today and he looked good. So just, I don't know. He's cheap. Round 15 is probably not great though. Oliver Bartel, I was never on Atkins and Fiorini and Power. I got Humphrey. Yep. Good to have Humphrey there, Oliver. Max Boston, hard to trust Dunkley this year. Yeah, I agree. I just don't think you could go and captain. That's why I'm not keen on Butters captain, because I think captain, you want someone safe. And I think Taranto is as safe as they come. So I'd go Taranto captain. Sim, I know I have 9 to play tomorrow. We'll be close to 100 average per player overnight. Well, it's good. Good start, Sim, then. I'm Well, yeah. So what? Actually, so who have I had play today? Let's go through the players I've had today. So my defense has done really well. Besides Atkins, who's not doing great, but I had Whitfield 102, Stewart 121, Will Day 101, Ash 95. I was happy with Ash and Whitfield. I was nervous about that matchup in Geelong. And then obviously Atkins 29, need him to lift. Tom Green 108, happy with. Bond 71, obviously happy with. Steele 78, he's disappointing. Fiorini 18, obviously very disappointing. I took Johnson 60 out on the bench and benched like a peddler. But obviously if Humphrey goes well, I'll bench Dylan Williams, who's coming up tomorrow. Marshall 96 was okay, but obviously wanted him to do more. Darcy 34 was obviously the big killer for me today. Errol Goulden 101 as VC. That was disappointing as well. Then got Weddle 55 on the bench. Johnson 68, who I looped on, as I said. Humphrey 46 at halftime here. And then Van Rooyen with 49, which is okay. Still makes a little bit more cash as well. So, yeah. So, what's that? I've had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've had 12 play, and I've got 3 in play. Hang on, is that right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, yes, 13. Oh, 13, because I didn't count Chesser, who I looped with Johnson. So, for 13, I've got 3 in play, and I'm on 10-22. Atkins, Bont, Fiorini, they're not going to score that many more points. So, if I can get 180 points from those 3 in the second half, I'm on 1,200. So, I'm only 100 below averaging 100 per play. And obviously, Darcy and Steele were the reasons that I'm not probably averaging 100 per play. So, we'll see how they go. All right. So just having a look at the halftime scores in the other game. Merritt's top scoring on 58. So there you go. I don't even know if he's getting tagged. He's had 11 handballs, so you probably say he is. But 58 points, doing well. Duggan 55, Draper 55, Nick Martin 55, Stringer 54, Jane Hunt 49, McGrath 46, Yo 45, Jinby 38, Tim Kelly 40, Dom Sheed 38, Hobbs 34. Where's Caldwell? Caldwell 37? Gaff's at 17, Witherden 16. So a couple of poor ones there. But yeah, so in that game, nothing too huge. Merritt's obviously going okay. Just seeing people in the chat talking about the Sicily bump. I reckon Sicily gets a week. All right, we're back. So back for the second half. And Humphrey is all good if anyone was worried. He's starting in the CBA with Anderson and who's that? Is that Swallow? So where's Rao then? So looks like Swallow is, well, from what I see there, Swallow was on Bont. So does that mean that Bont is copping a tag in the second half? I really hope not. I really hope they're not tagging him. And they can start, and Gold Coast can start going to Fiorini if they want, and Atkins. Well, Fiorini's there. Witts took the mark. Fiorini, good. Okay, so Fiorini +6 already in the first 40 seconds of the quarter, which is nice. Hopefully, Fiorini can have maybe a 40-point quarter like he did at the last quarter last week, get himself to 58 at three-quarter time, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, if he has a 20-odd point quarter, he's on another 80 again, he saved his score. So, hopefully he does okay. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do with Bont. It looks like Swallow could be going to him in the second half, which is not a surprise. But Oliver went to the Hawks game. What a game, go the Hawks. Oh, well, if you're obviously a Hawks fan there, Oliver, congrats on the win, mate. It was a good game towards the end. It wasn't the best game for fantasy-wise if you didn't have Sicily. So, Come on, power. Kick to Fiorini. He might be in the pocket or something. Oh, they're going to the other pocket. Is that it's Jeffrey? I just don't know why. I don't know why. Like, Jeffrey's a good forward. I thought he was a really good forward when he played there. I don't know why he's playing in defence. Like, it doesn't make much sense. That's like the Crows. Oh, God, that was a mark to English. They didn't pay it, which I'll take because I don't have him, but I would have paid that a mark to English. Joan at Roseberry Buzz, how do you keep up the motivation to make so many videos each week? Not to mention the podcast craze to see how much content you put out weekly. Yeah, I know it's a lot. I just enjoy. Fantasy is almost my life, pretty much. Obviously that's the thing I look forward to the most on weekends. Obviously, watch so much football. It's just passion, really. I just love fantasy. I love the community as well that we got on here as well. On the watchalongs. So because people could say, oh, you don't have to do watchalongs on Fridays when the Hat Check boys don't do it, and then Saturdays every Saturday, and obviously then do the podcast on the Twitter Space on the Sunday night, and then obviously Monday the review, daily news recap is Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday if there's enough news. Trade Talk Wednesday, Twitter Space like pre-lockout chat on the Friday. So yeah, there's a lot, but yeah, it's just try and build a community. And obviously, the more content you make, the more appeals to the channel. If I can make this a full-time job and actually get paid if I could get paid to do fantasy content on YouTube full-time, that's obviously the dream. I don't think it's going to take obviously a long time to be able to do that, but that's the reason why I put out so much content. The more content I put out, obviously people get around it, which has been great. There's not really been any negativity at all from anyone, which has been fantastic. I remember there was that one guy. I know that obviously a few people would remember that when that guy came in the stream and said that everyone should come over and watch this stream now. Trust, like trying to get people to move here, but that's fine. I'm not fussed. It was just a comment. I have downplayed that anyway. But besides that, though, there's been no negative comments. People have been so great. Like the fantasy community is fantastic. Like, it's a lot better than some of the other like fantasy sport communities around the world where it can be a bit toxic, where people don't like want to help each other out. Like, look at all the podcast. Look at all the podcasts. Like we get our podcast. We get people on all the other podcasts each week. Like, we got Jepper on tomorrow night, who's in +6 pod. We've had Pete on. Obviously, he's at our +6 pod. Jep has already come on a couple of our ones already. We've already had all the traders on the preseason. So we got those the lads on. We've had Jake from Hat Chat, DC from Hat Chat. We haven't had Nathan. Obviously, he's in America. So it's a bit harder to get him on, obviously, because time zones doesn't match up. Obviously, Sanch is always busy on Sundays, but I had him on stuff in the preseason and everything. Humphrey in the CBA again with a Bont tackle. I'm literally just going through all the podcasts. Tries Hat Chat, Pod. We've had Doss on, we've had Holmesy on, we've had Harmy on. We haven't had Louis on, but I know that's more because his phone won't he can't hear audio. But when he gets a new phone, he'll jump on. So that'll be obviously we'll complete the pod there and have it. And we've had Stato on as well a couple of times already, and he's been on probably 3 or 4 times actually. And then we just got to pretty much just the break even boys now. We've got to get on. So we just got to get Nug, Doe, and Militime on. Then we've pretty much got everyone on. So looking forward to getting those boys on. And Ball Boys as well. Can't forget about the Ball Boys. We've had both those guys on a couple of times, Mitch and Luke. If you haven't subscribed to Ball Boys on YouTube, make sure you do go and subscribe to them. They make great content with their podcasts. And then the live show on the Friday, which is always a good hit of mine to watch before we do our thing on Friday evenings. So much good content, and everyone's so good. So that's probably why, Shona, just because it's the community's great. Reveal Winner Clean says, I was going to captain Laird, but do you think Timmy T's a safer bet? I think Laird's safer with Brisbane's a tough matchup. I just like Laird at home. Laird's at average. I think they're probably just as safe as each other, to be honest. I think they're probably 50-50. Whoever you want to go there. mate. They're both solid options to put captain. I'm Laird, but Taranto's a good shout as well. I just think Laird, because a lot more people are going to go Fiorini with a kick there. A lot more people are going to be going Taranto. So, like, Laird could be a little bit of a point difference. I know that people are going to say, oh, Laird's captain by 20%, but don't forget, 15% of those 20 are, he's always the most captain player each week because all the autofill teams at the start of the year, when they just put the captain on the highest price player and they haven't touched their team. So yeah, Taranto will be one of the more popular captains for the week. So if you want to go something different, Laird is a good shout. Max Boston, grinding. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, grinding to get all the plenty of content out there. Max Boston, reckon Laird is an easy 120. I hope so. I really hope so. It'd be a good week to have a 120 from Lairdy. Had a 130 last week. I didn't trust him with the VC. So now Lairdy looks good. Lairdy's good. Sim, if he plays, Laird will play. Laird's fine. Laird's a bit banged up and sore, but there aren't that many footballers at this time of year that aren't sore. Like it's a hard game they play. So yeah, Laird's fine. Sim, sick dog due a suspension. Yeah, I think he'll get a week for that bump he did on Caminiti, which is going to be really painful for those people that obviously, yeah, he got the 160, but you're going to have to make a decision next week. Do you trade him knowing he's got his bye? You probably do trade him, to be honest, because if he's out for a week, he then comes back for round 13, which you're already going to be heavy on anyway, because there's only 2 teams on bye, and then you're going to want to he's got his bye after. So you probably would trade him, unfortunately. Brendan, averaging 104 per person of all that have played. That's obviously very good so far, Brendan. Max Boston, I got merit captain. Good. He's had a good start as well. Brendan will have played 12 tonight, averaging just over 100, I think. Captain hasn't played. Yep. Yeah, my captain hasn't played either. A lot of people's captains haven't played yet unless you had a VC on a Sicily or a Stewart and you were going to take their score. Ravel winner cleaning services. Raul is still grazing. I'm assuming you meant grass eating there, but yeah, probably. I didn't see him the first CBA, but I'm sure that he's on there now. Just haven't obviously seen him. Was that English? Just got their mark and the handball. I'm not sure if that was. Ewan Hagen's been good tonight. Couldn't quite gather it there. Brendan should be on track for around 2,300. Yeah, I think I was projected for around 2,200. Obviously, the Darcy and Steele being poor, that essentially averages out to a 110 just on their own. So I'm probably played down than most others, but yeah, hopefully we'll be okay. Sim, 11:38 from 13 at halftime with 4 in play. Rat, Humphrey, English, and Hobbs. Yes, you're on track for a good score there. A good, at least looks like Fiorini's getting a bit more involved. So he got another kick there. So I think that makes his way to 30 now. So he's actually overtaken Atkins now. So we're obviously talking about Fiorini, but Atkins needs to get going. Atkins obviously started on the bench. Sim says, sick dog, Stuart Walsh kissed me this week. I don't think so. I think they just, obviously, Sicily had a great matchup and Stuart and Walsh did well. I've been waiting for another Stuart big score. It's been a few down, like sort of not as good a score as last few weeks, but he's been good. And Walsh is a pretty safe 110 most days anyway, most nights and most games, I should say, anyway. So, or is that a free to Ballard or is that a goal to Norton? Looks like goal to Norton there. So I completely didn't even realise, because I've been so involved with the chat and fantasy, that the Dogs are actually behind by 9 points. So Suns are winning. Moonboy, this game is rage-inducing sometimes. It can just be so ruthless and unfair. At the end of the day, there's a lot of luck involved. Yeah. It's pretty much 25% skill, 75% luck. Like, you're relying, there's so much reliance on like luck, like all those people that had Darcy. Darcy's been a pretty good pick all year, right? And he goes and gets injured today, right on the eve of his bye, when you're probably hoping to hold him through the buys and maybe go to English post buy. But now you're going to have that's a forced trade. And there are going to be people that, so I've got him as a forced trade, right? But I've got a bench with green dots. So I'll be able to trade him and that'll be fine. People have got Darcy, but then they're going to have red dots on their bench as well. So they're going to have to fix Darcy up instead of fixing up red dots. They're going to have to bring in a ruck that hasn't had his bye yet. and they're going to be a red dot in future weeks. So it is just like a lot more luck involved in fantasy, unfortunately. It'd be good if it was just based on skill. Oliver, when are you doing a watch along for next week? So next week, probably not Friday because I'm assuming the Hat Chat Boy. I only do Fridays when the Hat Chat Boys don't do one. And that's very rarely because the Hat Chat Boys normally do one, which I either jump on with them or I watch theirs. I'd rather watch theirs and send everyone from here over to theirs to watch and support those boys. But next week, who have we got? So you got Friday nights, Melbourne and Carlton. And then Saturday. Oh, actually, there might not be one next Saturday night, actually. Yeah, I don't reckon there will be one next Saturday night because when the Crows play, I don't normally do one. I normally watch that game with Mum. Obviously, Crows fan. So there probably won't be one next Saturday night, actually. Thinking about it, it'll probably be the week after. So, yeah, there probably won't be a watch along next week. So, it's actually good that you told me that, Oliver, then, and it made me look because, yeah, there won't be one. I don't do one for Crows games. Well, I could. If I was living by myself, I could, but because I'm still at home with Mum, I'd like watching the games with her. So, yeah, I'll probably just do that instead. Sim, I like getting lucky. Doesn't happen too often during footy season, though. Yep, that's right. Bont. Beautiful Bont. Bont's still going along nicely. He's up to 80 points already. So he obviously hasn't had as much in this part of in the quarter than he did in the first few, but figuring he could actually get a short. Or was that McPherson? Don't go to McPherson. I know Brendan wants to go to McPherson there. Harry Thomas says Atkins getting subbed. I don't think so. We'll have to see. Like, because Farah's the sub, that's a little bit nerve wracking because these guys haven't been involved. But Atkins has probably played more on field than what. If anyone's going to loop someone, it's going to be Fiorini probably. But I think I don't know. We'll have to see. Brendan, question: do you think next year that there could be a round early in the season, say round 4, that we could have a 4 trade round? It's so hard to catch up. Probably not, because obviously that's the trick of the game. It's like you just got to sort of try and get lucky and try and move around it. Yes, unfortunately, but yeah. Jonah Roseby, good on you, Bales. I'm new to fantasy and love watching, listening to you all. Clearly, such great camaraderie amongst everyone. It's good to see. Yeah, and that's what's fantastic about the fantasy community. Everyone gets around each other, which is fantastic. Like I'm flying to Perth in July to watch the Traders live show, and people could say, "Well, I saw the live show in Adelaide. Do I really need to go to the Perth one?" But because the fantasy community is so good, I want to go over there. I want to go over and like if anyone lives in Perth that watches me, obviously meet any of you guys. But then obviously I've met Tim yet in person. He's obviously in Perth. Love to meet him in person. Obviously we do the podcast together. And there's like Jet and all those boys, Selby, Zave, Ryan Daniels if he's there as well. All those boys are over there. Just want to go and meet all those boys. So, but yeah, so if you do want to help out with my trip to that, if anyone is from Perth and wants to get me over there, super chat button, donate some money, and then that could be towards my flight, and then make it a lot easier to get over there. I'll still go over there. It's still, I think flights are like $500, which is quite expensive actually, but I think it's because the live show is on school holidays. I think that's why they're a bit more expensive. So I was expecting flights to be 300, but with them being 500, they're a bit more expensive. So that's what I mean. If as I said, if everyone from the podcast donated $1, that listen to the podcast donated $1, I'll probably be able to go because we get a lot of listeners, which me and Tim didn't expect. We thought we'd get a couple of hundred, but we're getting like 2,500 listens, which is fantastic. It's fantastic people getting around our podcast, which is great being a newer one. Ouch. Yeah, it's great to see all the crowds shouting each other out. Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. Max Boston, I didn't see that. So Sissy's actually getting a week, you reckon? I think he will, unfortunately. I've got him in Supercoach, so I'm going to have to make a decision now. I probably won't trade him in Supercoach because limited trades, I'll just keep him on the bench for a week. But fantasies, that could be a trade. But yeah, I think he'll get a week. He went past the ball and he clipped the guy on the head. And it's funny that they didn't mention it on Fox Footy or anything like that, and they didn't ask him after the game because he played so well. They just want to keep him on the game. But I think he'll be suspended for a week. I'd be surprised if he didn't because we've seen people get suspended for a lot less than that bump. Rodney Hewins, Humphrey doing a good job on Bont. think it was Swallow playing on Bont, but yeah, maybe they changed it back to Humphrey. I'm not sure. Moonboy, good quality people in chat tonight as always. Awesome community. Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. And obviously our Saturday night Watchalong community slowly growing. We're on we've been about anywhere from 15, 20 tonight. So it's been great. So obviously if we can increase it to like consistently 25, 30 people and get more, that's obviously great. Is that Humphrey or is that Fiorini? Oh, no, it's Anderson. Bloody hell. I thought someone else got. I didn't want Anderson getting a +6. Anthony Beresford, yeah, you need to come and see us in Perth, mate. Yeah, I do want to. Anthony, if anyone wants to help out with that, feel free. But yeah, I hope to go over to Perth in July and come meet everyone in Perth. Is that? Please tell me it's Fiorini that snapped the goal, hit the post. Was that Fiorini though? No, it's Rosas. Brendan, I reckon there should be a fix-up round. Oh, don't get wrong, I'd love it and fix all the stuff. But then again, it's like, in a way, yes, I got Darcy to deal with, but almost because I'm ahead in terms of I've got more green dots. So I want that to be an advantage for me through the buys so I can rise up those ranks and actually make up for Darcy being injured. That's what I'm hoping to make. I'm hoping to make my move during the buys because I've made sure I've tried to get in rookies who I think got the better job security, whether that's paying up for them or not. So then I can have more green dots through the buys. And then that's where hopefully, like Brent, I know Brendan, you were saying that you're going to struggle to get 18 next week with all the red dots and injuries and that. So I'm hoping to capitalize on the fact I'm going to have potentially 20 or 21 or even 22 if everything goes my way, to then make up ground through the buys. Because I was 6,800. I was just outside 6K the week before. With Darcy issue, I'm probably going to drop maybe again. I might be 7,500 by the end of the round, maybe 8,000, depending on how well the players I don't have go. Like with Sissy going big, I don't have him. That might also cost me. Then yeah, but I want to make that up through the buys and push towards that top 1,000. My goal would be top 1,000 from here. I would love to finish top 100, obviously. I don't think I'm out of top 100, but it's going to be hard. I need a lot to go my way, but yeah. Moonboy, I'm in Perth. Yep. Jeppa, Selby, and Tim, all Western Australians. Yeah, I hope to get over there. Well, I will be going over there. If anyone wants to help donate using the super chat, I keep saying, I don't want to keep saying it because then people are just going to say you're just money hungry, which I don't want to be money hungry. I want to just do it. I'm just mentioning it though, that if anyone wants to donate, feel free. Max, I tend to listen to most of the fantasy pods when I work to pass time. Yeah, and I listen to all of them as well, which is great. Like everyone on all the pods do great work. So I listen to pretty much I listen to all of them really. Sometimes there might be a week where I might not get to one or two, but most weeks I listen to all of them, which is great. Brendan, I blame Sandwich for tagging Dacos in pre-season. Yeah, I do as well because I would have started Nick Dacos. Moonboy, what's your career aspirations, Bales? A sport journalist? Yep, sport journalist. Obviously, dream job would be AFL Fantasy content creator and just doing content for AFL Fantasy. And even if I was paid a lot, like on YouTube and that, I would do probably just general AFL content as well. I'd almost make probably maybe a couple of videos a day, because I wouldn't be working at still Hungry Jacks where I'm at, but obviously when I finish uni in a year, I'll probably be leaving Hungry Jacks at that point. But then I wouldn't have uni, wouldn't have Hungry Jacks. If I could have all that free time to just make content for AFL stuff, for AFL Fantasy, that's obviously the dream. But yeah, obviously the bigger the community gets, and the more we grow, the more chance I've got probably of that potentially being a thing, which would be fantastic. But if not, I'm happy to just do it on the side. And I'll still keep pumping out all the content anyway. Andrew Groves, Hobbs goal. Well, I'm not happy with that, mate. I don't have Hobbs. Anthony Beresford, thanks, mate. $10 coffee and muffin at the airport. Oh, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. It is actually going to really be help with people who are donating stuff. So that's fantastic. Corey Blackledge, I hope Fiorini and Atkins hopefully live by the end of the game. I hope so. I really hope so. What's Fiorini's on 30? Oh my God, 30 and 31, and we've only got 6 minutes. Yeah, they're going to put up 50s, I think. Unfortunately, which means that, again, I think we can trade them next week if they put up 50s, because there's a chance that they get dropped. So Atkins just got a handball there. Like, Atkins isn't playing the role that he has been. He's stuck on a wing for some reason. And that was a behind. Tom Berry there. Looks, has he done his shoulder? Looks like he landed on his shoulder. He's holding it. Hopefully he's okay. Moonboy legend Anthony. Yep, he is 100%. Sim plugging Lord of the Buys. Yeah, yes, I will actually. That's a good point. So, Urban from Hatchat, who's another Perth, Western Australian native. So hopefully I'll be able to meet him when I go to Perth. He's doing a league called Lord of the Buys, through the buys. So that is the top scoring. It'll be running from round 12 to round 15. So all the 4 buy rounds, and it'll be obviously whoever scores the most of those 3 buy rounds will win. Obviously, top 3 will get a prize. I just want to actually get up the prizes on my phone here, because I'd like to sort of be able to say what those prizes are, and then I'll also put the league code in. But if you guys want a league code like right now, go to the Hat Chat Twitter profile, and the codes there. Humphrey handball. Humphrey's been a little bit quieter in this quarter, but still 52. I don't mind if he gets a 70, because it means I probably don't have to worry about trying to loop him on, and I'll still take a 70. It's still good for cash gen. But if he got a 90, I'd be pretty happy still. But actually, everyone's sort of slowed down this quarter, actually, because Bont's on 80. Like, English, funny enough, started getting going. So he's now to 72 when he was pretty quiet for the quarter. He's probably got 20 points in the last 2-3 minutes, which is a bit frustrating. He's actually now starting to go, but trying to get the Hat Chat page up on Twitter. Now, if I just, okay, there we go. Hat Chat. Okay, so here we go. All right. Yeah, so the code for the Hat Chat League is, I'll spell it out here. So it's EDDWLDHY. So I'll repeat it again. So EDDWLDHY. That's the code there. And I'll just go to Urban's profile, because Urban is obviously the one that runs it, and I think that he'll probably have the prizes on his Twitter page. So let's have a look. Well, I've got people in the chat messaging saying that they reckon that Fiorini's about to be subbed. Bloody hope not. So Fiorini is actually on the bench. Oh, no. Oh, I really hope not. And Holman kicks a goal there, so they go more in front. Okay, so where's the is the prizes here? I don't know. I don't actually know. Here we go. Urban, potential all the buys. Here we go. So prizes. Okay, here we go. So the prizes for that. First prize is an $80 Dan Murphy voucher and a Hat Chat hat. Second prize is a $40 Dan Murphy voucher, and third prize is a $30 Dan Murphy voucher. So, but I'm sure if you're in Perth, you'll probably share your beer as well if you win the comp. So make sure you get involved around Lord of the Buys, because I certainly will be. Oh, Max, appreciate it, mate. $10. Thanks, mate. Pair character flying in the air with a red cape and a smile on his face. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Brendan as well. $2. Roy led cardboard cutout. Yeah, mate, I might have to get on that. But no, I appreciate that. People getting in the donations. Appreciate it. If anyone else wants to help me get to Perth, feel free. It's almost like a mini GoFundMe page. It's funny, but yeah, really appreciate that, guys. Very, very helpful and very, very much appreciated. Bloody English again. No, don't kick a goal. Good. But still, he's getting involved, which is annoying me. Andrew goes, I got 19 next week and ran 14. I got 17, 18 already. So that's why I'm thinking of getting merit. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, you've got 19 next week, then you've got 17 or 18 in round 14. Whereas I think at the moment, round 14, I don't have a lot of people at all. A lot on buy. So I'm actually quite heavy. And round 13, I'm fine. And then it's just probably next round and the round after, I'm probably a bit heavier on. So probably obviously I'll be able to fix that hopefully. Moon Boy, Max and Brendan, absolute chads. Yep, 100%. Appreciate all the donations there. The more and more donations, the more and more it's making it so much easier to actually get to Perth. It's making it so much more like it's already realistic. I'm going anyway, but it just makes it just even better. And I really do appreciate it. Max Boston, Sheed injured, is he? Let me have a look. No, Sheed's okay. Sheed's back on the ground. So maybe he was, maybe he's gone back on. So Oliver Bartel, Bailey Smith, I'm pissed off with him, not swearing. 55, yeah, you obviously want a bit more than that, don't you? But pretty much everyone in this game now is really slowed down. Like, Bont's still doing pretty well, 84. Like, Hope Daniels come out of nowhere. I know he's had a poor first half, but it's on 88 all of a sudden. But like, you got Atkins 33, Fiorini 30. Like, this round's going to be a pretty poor round for a lot of people. Brendan, my name was almost Chad, and then my mum made sure that didn't happen. Lol. Jonah Roseberry, yeah, regardless of role, Fiorini and Rapp might be a trade next week. Fiorini has played really poorly and could get dropped. Yeah, that's right. And that's why I'm looking at maybe they're going. Well, Fiorini's back on, so he might not be getting subbed. Yeah, so Max, the one that Ouch has done, EDDWLDHY is the correct one. So Ouch, copy paste that Lord for the buyers. Yep, get involved in it. So obviously great concept for the Urban's done. So get involved. Chief Charlie, Humphrey and Smith disappointing quarter, and Rao, why am I versing him? What is Rao on? Oh, Rao's on 86. I didn't even notice he was the top scorer. But yeah, obviously Humphrey quite quarter, but he does normally have good first halves, and his second halves he goes a little bit quieter. But yeah, he'll be fine. He's still making good cash. Still fine. And Fearon did kick it there, so he did actually set up that goal. Max Boston, AO Merritt, up your game, please. I'll check in a sec. And I'll see what he's on. Obviously, minute 30 left in the quarter for this game. Which is another guy that I could actually bring into my team next week with my right if I can't afford English. Andrew goes, round 13 is crazy. We have bench players score, won't count the many players. Yeah, that's right. That's why obviously the astute coaches will be able to loop people on and have enough loopers in that round and have maybe a few Gold Coast and Geelong players hopefully scoring well enough up to that point. But then again, I might be trading 2 Gold Coast players next week. I'll probably only get rid of one. It'll probably be Darcy and then one of them, and then maybe Pedler will probably go. But I don't know. If Pedler goes and gets a 90 or something tomorrow, then I'm not going to trade Pedler over Fiorini because, like, well, okay, yeah, he's got the round 13 buy, but I've already got enough players on that buy. I can just bring in a guy on round 14, which I don't have a lot on. So, Chief Charlie, pretty sure he's getting tagged by Jimmy. No, I think O'Neill's tag would be tagging Merritt, I would imagine. I'm obviously watching it, but I would assume so. Brendan, I'm in the league feeling winning. Well, we'll have to see, mate. I'll be in that league, so hopefully I can get it done. Corey, hopefully Hobbs gets to a 90. I'd settle for a 70. If he gets a 90, I'll be a little bit disappointed I didn't get him. But yeah, Max Boss, 6 point quarter of Humphrey. Yeah, no, he's been a little bit quiet in this quarter. Considering the Gold Coast are winning as well is a bit like not surprising they're winning, but more surprising he hasn't been involved when they're winning. But still 52, if he ends up on like even a 65, 70, still making good money. He's got a great buy. So I'm okay with him. Suns winning could save Fiorini and Rat. Potentially. Yep, that's a good shout. Jonah Roseby, on another note, has anyone got more than 1 or 2 tips correct this round? Ridiculous. Yep. I dropped last night. So I went Carlton. I dropped the Freo one. I dropped the Hawthorn one. I dropped the Giants one. And I tipped Bulldogs here as well. They're looking like lose. So Essendon. So I'll be 2 out of 6. Yeah, it's ridiculous this round. Moonboy, thanks to Bales, I switched from Merritt to Laird. I don't know much about the tagger they brought in, but I trust Bales. Yeah, well, O'Neill's tagged Day last week, and he kept him to really low points for the 2 quarters he got tagged by. He kept someone else the week before pretty quiet. So, yeah. Andrew goes, the need to find 100K to go Atkins to Cameron. Yeah, that's something I'll be probably doing next week. Far out 9-point quarter for Merritt. Well, okay, he's been quiet. McPherson's on holiday. Well, I'm sorry, Brendan, but I'm happy that he is because I don't want him scoring well in my matchup. But as I said, for you, I hope he got. But then again, it's impossible for him to go well for you, but not for Stato. Harry Thomas, Bont tackles aren't counting. Well, potentially we'll have to see if they get added post the quarter. They may get added. We've seen that they do updates after. Corey Blackledge, Hunt looking to get 100 tonight, 79, 21 minutes into the Essendon game. Yeah, potentially. JD, I'm looping Humphrey and Wardlaw. What score from Humphrey would you take? I'd probably take 60 plus, to be fair. I'd probably be a bit safer. But then again, you probably want 70. I think he should get to 70. 18-point final quarter, get 70. I'd lock that in. 65, I would. If you get 60 or more, then that's a conversation. If you go sub 60, which means it would have had a very, very poor second half, then that's when you'd go Wardlaw. But anything over 60, I think I'd take. 65, I would take. And then 70, I would definitely take. Because I took Johnson 68 for Humphrey and Pedler. So, so there you go. So the scores at 3/4 time, you got Card Daniel top scoring 91, Rao 86, Witts 81, Bont and Pelly 84. So a bit of a quieter quarter for Bont. Caught a bit of attention. I did say that if he has a quiet second half, you only end up at 100, which I wouldn't be surprised. Tim English 83. That's very annoying. He was on 46 at half time. Had a 37-point quarter. He was actually on track for a subpar score, and now he's on track for a 115 as always. With English, which is so frustrating not owning him, but hopefully next week I'll finally be able to bring him in. McRae 81, Hugo Hagen 75, then you got Anderson 72. So Anderson at least doing a little bit better now than the other relevant players. Bailey Dale 63, Libba 62. Bailey Smith 55 has been a bit quiet. Humphrey 52. That's okay from him. As I say, he's still making good cash. McPherson 51, obviously quiet quarter for him. Atkins 33, Fiorini 33. Obviously, that's not great for those two. Hopefully, they can get themselves to 60. That would be okay. But I had a feeling I'm like this ground can throw up funny things, and maybe that they both get 50s. A lot of people have got both, so I don't think you're losing out too much this week. But if you jump on them next week, they do play the Crows up there at the same ground, so maybe you want to jump off him then. Arthur Jones 39. Anyone else I haven't said? O'Donnell 37. So obviously not a great quarter for O'Donnell. Is that it? Will Power 30. Yeah, wow. I know Underscores has got a few of those guys, so obviously feeling for him at the moment. And then I'll check the other game. So I'm just going to have a look at the other game. Hang on. Did someone... A few people in my group chat saying that maybe go Fiorini to Yo. I don't know if I could do that. Humphrey was on the bench for the last 6 minutes there. So there's 9 seconds to go in the other game. So I'll just wait for the last couple of seconds to tick over. Anyone kick goals in this course? The Langford kicks 3 goals. Waterman got a goal. Hobbs got a goal, as we mentioned before. So there you go. It looks like 3/4 time there. So you've got Duggan top scoring on 102. So yeah, Jake will be very happy. Nick Martin, 97. I'm actually going to look if Jeppa went Nick Martin because I know he was talking about it. Did he do it though? He said he wasn't sure on his last trade. So me and Stato actually are level on points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, and he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've both had 6. It's going to be interesting what it comes down to. So yeah, Dawson probably going to be Jinby. Yeah, Jinby's 52. So probably going to be Dawson, one of Jinby or Wardlaw, and then Butters, and then I've got Zeeble, Laird, and Williams. So it's going to be close between me and Stato. Oh, good. Bont got 4, so I'm actually above Stato again. And English got taken away some points there. So that actually works out really well for me. So yeah, Jepper. Did Jep go Nick Martin? I really hope he did. No, he didn't. He went, so he grabbed Hobbs, but yeah, no Nick Martin. I wanted Jep to go Nick Martin because I wanted to see how he went. But yeah. So what do we got here? So yeah, the scores in the other games. So yeah, so Nick Martin 97. Jaden Hunt's on 90. So people got him would be very happy with his score. Hearn 81. So he obviously taking that roll back. Elliot Yo's on 80. He's had 22 disposals, and it seems like people have said that he's playing okay. So I don't know. He's going to be really, really cheap. Could we maybe with the buys? If he gets injured, then he's not going to score any for your team anyway. Could be an option. He really could be an option. Merritt 78. So obviously slowed down a little bit that quarter, but still doing okay. Still on track for 100. Obviously, some people going captain. McGrath 67, Ridley 71, Redmond 81. Didn't say Redmond as well before. Hobbs 61. He's going okay, but again, he's filling the stat lines. Kicked a goal, 11 touches, 6 marks, 3 tackles. So he's doing what he needs to. Caldwell 60 as well. He's had more disposals, but 14 of his 17 touches have been handballs. Dom Sheed 57, on track for his 80 or 70 odd. Tim Kelly 53, Jinby 52, Witherden 46. Gaff 27. Wow, that's not very good at all. So yeah, so not too much going on in that game. Like obviously, it's hurting me per se, my own team. But yeah, Simmers, Yo, the broadbent play. He lives in the coaches panel. Potentially, yeah, potentially is. He could be that guy over the buys that you bring in and he does well. But I think Luke Jackson could also be that guy as well. Bring him in for 3 weeks, ruck forward, no Sean Darcy. So missed a bit of chat there while I was reading those scores out. Oliver Humphrey's now annoying me as well, and Merritt's doing good. Yeah, well, hopefully Merritt does okay, and yeah, hopefully Humphrey has a good last quarter for you. Sim, I feel bad for telling Monk to chase Rat over Johnson. Oh, not really, because Rat job security's probably been better the last few weeks, whereas Johnson we just don't know. But I think Johnson's playing well enough. I think he'll stay in that team. He got CBAs today, I think, as well, which is again also promising the fact that he's getting CBAs when Fife's playing midfield. So like Fife's the other one that could be a broadbent play that I'm looking at. But then again, do I really want Fife and what's his name? So Johnson 8 CBAs. Fife had 12, O'Meara 17, Jackson 19, Sarong 19, Brayshaw 22. So it seems like Fife and Johnson are splitting that time in the midfield. So yeah, Fife's an option. If Johnson could be a downgrade option as well. Max, Cow had the C on Sicily, 330. Oof, nicely done. Yeah, no, wait, yeah, did Cow actually have the VC on Sicily? Because I know that he said Sicily was quite high up, obviously, with that matchup against the Saints, which I liked as well. I just obviously don't have Sicily. I had Sicily VC in Supercoach, so I was very happy to have his score in Supercoach. So I think that was Humphrey that just took the mark there. So let me have a look. So fair enough, in this last quarter, I need Bontempelli to outscore English, McPherson, and Ben Hobbs. Or at least I need those 3 to not outscore Bont by more than 9 points for me to be in front. But we'll have to see. It's going to be very close between me and Stato the way it's shaping up. It's probably going to come down to Taranto v. Laird as our captain. So Cow, did Cow go? Yeah, did Cow have him VC? No, Cow didn't put Sicily captain. He had Brayshaw vice captain, and he's going Taranto captain. So yeah, I'm not sure if he said that and then he changed. I'm not sure, but yeah, he's got the VC on Brayshaw. Jonah Roseby, even if Fiorini Ratkins are picked in round 12, would you be happy training them in round 13? Then they can get you an upgrade. Yeah, I would be. I know that some people are saying, "Oh, we want if you've got enough for round 14 and 15, you can trade Fiorini in that. But if you don't, that's where it's going to be a bit tricky. If you have got red dots and you need those two for round 14 and 15, you probably got to hold them just because you need the numbers through the buys. Fiorini here, and he drops a mark. Like the chance that he had to get up towards near 40 and really kick on, he drops a mark. So it's a 50 there. Corey Hunt 90, cha-ching. Yep, you'd be very happy with that. Bont up 3/4 time. Yep, saw that as well. Max, I saw a few people go Martin this week. Well played. Yeah, I didn't mind him. Didn't mind him as an option. English -3. Obviously at the 3/4 time break. Obviously that helped me a little bit, which is good. Anything to help me with the Darcy thing, I'll take. Like if English only ends up, like English will probably still get his 110, but if English only got a 90, I feel like that would be probably the best result as a Darcy owner because like, he didn't cost you like 100 and something points. Rouse kicked a good goal there. Probably could have given it to Fiorini though. Fiorini was on his right side. Yo, 570k. It's interesting. It really is interesting. Harry Thomas, I was right with the tackle. So you obviously got one tackle added. Be good if you got another few added. Chief Charlie, Yo has sold Kenny to like 10 players. Sim is, and then Sim is the Yo is the broadbent play potentially, but Yo clearly playing well. Sick dog to Yo. No, you would. No, sorry, I keep forgetting Sicily might be suspended, but maybe that upgrade could get you something else potentially. I don't know. Seamus Mitchell to Yo. You definitely could do that easily. Like you get a rookie off field and you're getting a guy that can do well, but obviously the injuries potentially. Moonboy, I feel like tough matchups are good for Laird. One, he gets the ball anyway. Two, he gets lots of tackles. That's a good point. I think Jack Steele's a bit the same. I find that Jack Steele actually struggles in easier matchups and actually plays better in the harder matchups. So that's probably why I probably shouldn't have got him. I should have gone for someone else. But oh well. Max, I saw a tweet from him. Must have read it wrong. I think he had Sicily in his team. So McNeil's been subbed out for the Dogs. He's got him in his team, but doesn't. Have him. McNeil subbed out there as well. Sim Callum only have 6 uniques. There you go. Obviously, very, very similar teams there. Is that Fiorini took the mark? No, it's another bloody right footer. Who is it? David Swallow. No one's got you, mate. No one needs you getting points. Have him in a league matchup. Max Boston, Merrick Corky. Oh, okay, that's interesting. With a whole quarter to go, maybe only gets his 90. If he goes sub 110, that's all the top popular captain options this week have been not great. So that's hopefully where me captain a guy like Laird, if Laird could go 140 tomorrow, that would be, oh my God, that would make up for Darcy. Oliver, is Humphrey doing good? Not seeing the game. Humphrey's on 52. He hasn't got much of it since half time. He's only got 6 points in a quarter and 4 minutes. He's doing okay. Like, again, as I said, if he gets to a 70, or 65, 70, it's still fine. He's still making good cash. He's got the great buy. He's got a good role. It's fine. Dogs up here is a tough matchup. There's not many marks available for like these mids, so it's fine. He's making cash. If you've got Humphrey, you're fine. Rao's just like a dog with a bone, just trying to tackle everyone. Bond couldn't quite pick up, and bloody McPherson, I don't know if he got a handball there or not. It's funny, this round's been very, very odd. Fantasy's been very, very odd this year. Like, there's been some rounds that have been ridiculously high scoring. There's been other rounds like this round, which is looking like a bit of a lower scoring one, where a lot of popular players are going just sub sort of standard scores. It's just a very odd round, and I've had so many bullets this year. Well, it feels like anyway. Sim Warney going to be sulking as Merritt with his cap. No. There's going to be a lot of people that are. I wouldn't say sulking either. But no, the Warn Dog won't be happy with Merritt as captain, and there will be a lot of people that won't be happy if they've got Merritt captain and he gets a sub sort of stand score. If he gets his 100, I think they'll probably still take it. It's fine. Moonboy Bales, you bloody beauty. I saw your Twitter post about Merritt and switched to lead. Oh, it's good. I'm glad I could have helped there, mate. But yeah. Corey, Blackledge, Pal be lower this week with Fiorini and Atkins and Darcy on field. Yeah, it will be. And then you got like another one, Hollands, that a few people got on field as well. Jonah, Roseby, haha, another Sombre pod for the traders if Warning has a rough week. I'd rather see them have good weeks and the pod be with the head wobbles. I enjoy those ones probably more. I don't normally like when I see people struggling in fantasy, like because I know how it feels, and I don't want people to struggle in fantasy. But then again, I want to do better than other people. So, Brendan Mackay, Dacos will go 145. If he does, you'd be very happy you're going captain. I don't think he's going to go 145, but Oliver Bartel, do you reckon? What do you reckon about Gawn next week? No, Gawn's a good target next week. I'm probably just going to go English, and because I don't have English, I'm probably going to grab English and Darcy Cameron. But if I can't afford English, which there's a chance I might not, I might go Gawn instead. Fearing just gave away a free kick, I think. Fearing's got to go after this. I'm not watching him anymore. This is ridiculous. He's been to be honest, it's a failed pick. He's been a failed pick. He obviously hasn't had the role. He's been on a wing, but if it wasn't for his 40-point quarter last week in the last quarter, he would have got probably a 50-odd again. I wanted to get rid of him at some point. I just thought, well, I'll get rid of a red dot in Cowan and Jinby, who are both not like the rookies, and get rid of them and get rid of Fiorini in the buys. But the way Fiorini's going, yes, so Fiorini did give that free kick away. So he's on 33, Atkins 33. Fiorini's got to go for me. Some teams are probably going to have to keep him with the buy, but it's just really annoying when one of your guys that are hopefully getting you through the buys puts up these really poor scores, and he's already sort of on the fringe anyway. Like, if he might get dropped, we don't know. They're winning, so maybe he stays in the team, but Bont nearly taking a mark there, unless has he got a free? No, it's a point. Corey Blackledge, Gorner, 34% forward today. Will come down to decimals to see if he gets 4 stars. Yeah, I saw JD from Fantasy Take TV put that up. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he gets it or not. See, Jeffrey taking the kick-ins again. Like, why is he playing in defence and why is he taking kick-ins when they've had a guy that's been doing a very good job at recently who's now playing on a wing? Like, it makes no sense at all. That's what I mean. Like, we were talking about fantasy before where it's a lot of it's about luck, but a lot of it's about relying on these coaches to make the right decisions. And a lot of the time they make weird decisions and it impacts the players that we've selected. So, like, it's just annoying. Like, why are you playing Joel Jeffrey, who's been a pretty impactful forward, an electric forward, and now playing him in defence and he's on kicking duties? Like, even if I'd Will Powell, I'd be saying the same thing. Like, it's ridiculous. Jonah Roseberry, absolutely want everyone to do well as possible. It's just funny seeing Callum Roy winding up Warnie, though. Oh, yeah, it's funny every now and again watching them. To be honest, their podcasts all the time are great anyway. Obviously, always great laughs and everything. That's why they're the best and the best. That's why they're the best. Because they just make great content. Jonah Roseberry, fresh batch of DPPs next week, right? Yep, that's post this round. So after the game tomorrow night, between Brisbane and Adelaide and Brisbane, there will be a new lot of DPPs. It'll be tomorrow because they'll be ready for round 2, which is really, really helpful and going to be helpful for a lot of coaches, especially ones with Dylan Williams with that defender forward flexibility. It's going to be really handy. Oliver, you taught me into like 3 weeks ago. Said get Fearing instead of Whitfield, but then I could get Sinclair, so I got him. Yeah, I know. I thought Fearing was going to be fine, but he's been okay besides this game. But it's just the fact that with that with this poor score here, like it's going to make it worse. Like he's on, what's he on? Still 33. Like 11 minutes to go. I'm now losing confidence that they're going to get to 60. They might not even get to 50, which is really, it's really obviously unfortunate. The fact that they're winning. But it's just the fact that Atkins is stuck on a wing for some reason. They're playing Joel Jeffrey for some unknown reason down in defence. And Fiorini stuck on the other wing. And they're just not really doing anything. So, how close for Walsh for DP? I think it's almost been confirmed he's not going to get it. I think he's not. I think he's just wasn't good enough. I think he, with Hewitt injury, went more midfield last night and he went overseas like 32, 33%. So he won't get it. Corey Blackledge, worst trades, Rivers and Philippou to Atkins and Fiorini. Oh, yeah, well, they're scoring the same. Atkins is fine. Atkins I'll still take as a win because he's been good besides potentially this week. So Atkins is fine. The Fiorini one's the one that's an issue because it's 2 of the last 3 weeks he's gone sub 70. Atkins just got pinged for holding the ball, I think. And okay, yeah, it was against Bont. Well, so it is to Bont, so that obviously helps me in that respect. But the fact Atkins another -3, so Atkins now back down to 30. Here's Humphrey. Good, I haven't seen him for a while. Got a handball there. So yeah, that's Humphrey's first points of the quarter. So McPherson's up to 65 now, which is in the matchup. I obviously don't want him doing too well. Corey Blackledge, Hunt 113. Wow. It's going well there. Jonah Roseberry, Dew and Voss, new versions of Bevo swinging around their players. Yeah, well, I know that there's Jackson who's in our group chat on Twitter, and he's a Carlton supporter. And he's like, why are they playing Matt Kennedy in defence? And they're playing Sam Doherty in the midfield. Like, Doherty's a defender that can go in the midfield, and Kennedy's a midfielder that can play forward. And they're playing Kenny in defence. It makes no sense. They've got too many cooks in the kitchen for the midfield. Like, it's ridiculous. Humphrey can't touch the football this half. Yeah, I know he's been a bit quiet, but he got a handball there, so that's not too bad. Bailey Smith missed goal. Wish that went in. Yeah, well, would have been good, obviously, for people that have got him. James Rees-Woods, Fiorini must trade next week. I think I'm trading him next week. He's not a must trade because they're going to be people that got red dots and probably need him through the buys. But for me, I'm probably looking at jumping off of him. He's gone on a wing. It's not like he's going to put up a 150 playing inside midfield. Like He's playing at TIO again next week against the Crows. It's going to be very similar to this, so it could be another poor score. So for me, I'm probably going to look to jump ahead of the pack and trade. Max Boston, Hunt doing a 120 plus against me. Yeah, not many people got Hunt now, but if you do, you'd be very, very happy. Andrew Gers, McRae's a must. I don't know what his CBAs have been like, but if he gets forward status, he could be a good option. He's obviously going to be cheap. So, yeah, it's got to be guides on the watch. This round 15 is a bit of a... I won't be able to bring him in till probably post his buy. So, was English on a wing then? English was on a wing against Fiorini. Oh, no. Rory Atkins has been subbed out. We knew it was we knew it was coming. We knew that Fiorini or Atkins was going to get subbed, and they've subbed Atkins. Oh my god, man! So he got a 30. He scored 30. His breaking was 31. So I think both of them have got to go next week. Humphrey kick for goal, straight to English. Fantastic. It's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, for me, I think both have got to go next week. If you can afford to trade them, I think both have got to go. Like the fact that Atkins has been subbed, he could be dropped next week, which is unfortunate because they shouldn't be dropped. But and then Fiorini's been so poor. Like they're not going to they're in our teams for money making. Just because they're a green dot doesn't mean you have to keep them. They're there to be making money. And English again, that should be holding the ball. He didn't get a kick away. English did dive on it. Should be holding the ball. And English gets a free kick. Oh, my God. He's going to end up on 100. After this whole time, I thought, He's been very quiet all game. He's on 91. I don't know if they've even counted that. I don't know if he got a tackle or if it was and on the ball. Humphrey get it away. Good. He got a handball. Good. Humphrey getting a little bit more of the ball to finish the quarter, which is good. So hopefully he can work his way to a 70-odd score. They missed Anderson there. Anderson would be going for goal. Chief Cho, I have Rowell and McRae against me. Oh, yeah. Chief Cho with Smith and Humphrey doing poor. Oliver, I feel happy now being a McRae owner. Yeah, I know he's had to try and pay the face, so at least he's actually doing it now. Moonboy Hunt, my pick of the year. He can stay for a while yet. Well, he can probably say he was by now. Max Boscree, bring McRae back in. I'm scared. Well, the fact he's going to have forward stats is going to sort of alleviate some of that that risk. But round 15, I'm personally not going to bring it in. But if you can, I guess you can. It's not the worst move. Yeah, Atkins subbed out. Yep, stupid, absolutely stupid. I reckon there are worse players on the ground than what Atkins and that have been. And then they sub out Atkins. So that's just completely ruined cash gen. His break-even was in the 30s. His break-even now is going to be in the 60s or 70s. So he's probably got to go. It's been a really, really shit couple of weeks for fantasy. It really has. There's not been much enjoyment. It's been too many bullets thrown around, too many players putting subpar scores up. So as the trade say, we've got to just be the buttermouse and keep moving forward. Max Boston, I know I said that already. Anthony Beresford, these 50-minute penalties late in close games for over the mark are ridiculous. Yeah, I know. I think a stupid rule, but they're there. Rodney Hewins traded Hunt and Fiorini to Merritt and Wardlaw. Great trades. Very happy with them. Traded Hunt. So I didn't see. I completely missed the Hunt bit. Obviously, trading Hunt's not great, but trading Fiorini is good. So you probably evened out in a way. Jonah Roseberry, too scary. I can't bring myself to do it. Yeah. Chief Charlie, yep. Atkins, frustrated. People aren't. Rodney Hewins not happy. Andrew Griffiths, Hobbs goal. Sim, Atkins be dropped now. Yeah, I reckon he could be as well. Fiorini could be too. So Brendan Atkins, soz lads, but I'm happy with that, mate. Sicko. Max Boston, mate, told me Atkins was injured. I don't think so. He didn't look like he was injured there, so I can have a look, but I'm pretty sure. Please don't tell me that Hobbs is on track for 100. 89. God damn it, man. Of course, I was happy before and now. Yeah, so Hobbs has got 8 minutes to get 11 points. This game really does shit me. It really does. So all of a sudden, that other game, all those players starting to score heavy now, and all of them, because I got none of them. I could have grabbed Hobbs over someone else this week. Oh, God damn it. Sometimes I hate fantasy. Oliver Bartel, Phil have been a McRae owner, but he's losing 100K is not the best. Yeah, but he'll obviously, if he's scoring like this, he'll continue to rise up and then he'll make that cash back. So, Roy Atkins sub-tactical. He's just got sub-tactical. So, Brendan, I feel like Keanu in the Matrix to dodging bullets. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. Like I said on the podcast on Friday that this week I dodged them all. I dodged Oliver. I dodged Kelly. I dodged Johannesson. I dodged all the rookies that got dropped. And I thought, okay, this is where I can take advantage. But every single time I dodge bullets, I cop other ones that other people don't get. And then that breaks me back to the pack again. That's why I can never make, this is why this game infuriates me. Because when I can actually start making ground up, I get slapped in the face and I can't make ground up. So if Darcy got a solid score, if Jack Steele hadn't been so shit the last couple of weeks, if Atkins and Fearing were actually doing their job and I dodged these and I didn't have bullets, I'd be fine. But I've now got these bullets. I know that people are in the worst position than me. So I know that, yes, I'm in a better position than other people. But I look at my own team line. It's like when obviously as your kids and you say that, oh, my friends are able to play PlayStation at night. And then your parents say, well, I don't care what they do. I care what you do. Like, that's not my team. I don't care what other people's teams are doing, like in terms of like complaining about issues. I complain about my issues, if that makes sense. So I'm not having to go at anyone else for issues. I'm having to go bloody fantasy and these bloody fantasy football gods. And Fiorini just takes it out again. God, I cannot wait to trade out Fiorini and Atkins. Like they've been, Atkins not as much, but Fiorini's been frustrating. And then Hobbs turning up will just put him and English turning up will just put the cream on top of a very shit cake again. Think I'm training Atkins, Powell, and McPherson next week, says underscores. Yeah, well, mate, I think I'm getting off those Gold Coast guys as well because they've well, obviously this is a bad ground to score at, but like, yeah, it's just annoying. Like Humphrey's scoring like so much better than those other guys. He's on 61 points, and like that's like it's an okay score. Like as a rookie, I'm happy enough with it, but yeah, it's annoying. Corey Blades, Hobbs looking like 100, scoring 86, and obviously 89 when I checked then. Hopefully he's on the bench and he gets stuck on the 89, but we'll see. Merritt, get off the bench. Hopefully you can come back on for your max. James Rees-Woods, creaming at Sicily this morning. Makes the decision to trade him back in round 5 over Dawson, a little less painful. Yeah, that's right. Would have probably made it a little bit more even. I was 5K short of being able to get Merritt and Hobbs this week, says Max. Yeah, it would have been good to get those guys in. James Rees-Woods, trade Oliver and Chincotta for Hobbs and Merritt. Yeah, I like those trades. Good trades there. Moonboy, I hate my team most of the time, but I'm stuck with them for the here now. Yep, I know. JD, in my league, when I chose to look at round 12 matchups, I get this. Your league has chosen not to play during AFL buy rounds. Does that mean I still make trades? It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. So you can still make trades. It's still overall ranking and stuff still fine. It's the fact that your league, you don't have like a matchup in your like leagues and stuff. So yeah, so you're still playing for overall ranking and whatever, and you still make trades, still use them or lose them, but you just don't have league matchups. Oliver Bartel, Smith, is he injured? Is Bailey Smith injured? Oh, I don't have Bailey Smith, but well, he's only on the bench for 4 minutes. It doesn't say he's injured on my phone. You just have to see. I'll check. Is there anything on my phone? No, there's nothing here about him being injured, so I don't know. Good thing is Humphrey's getting busy in this last quarter. So starting to work up towards 70, which I said that he might get to his 70. Brendan, I blame Sam Mitchell. Jonah Roseberry, yeah, you can make trades, JD. You just won't have any lead matches around 16. Yep, JD, thanks, Jonah. I'm kind of disappointed we aren't playing during the buys. Yeah, some leagues do. Like in my leagues, I do. But yeah, James Rees-Woods, what's your team look like? I'll have a look in a sec, James, when the game is finished, because then I can have a look at all my scores and stuff. But with Atkins, Fiorini, Sean Darcy, and Jack Steele, it's not looking great. I know a lot of people got Fiorini and Atkins, but yeah. Like, this is the worst possible week that Atkins and Fiorini could have decided to shit the bed because they needed to put up solid enough scores that we could go, okay, we'll hold you for 2 more weeks and we'll trade you at the buy, or we'll hold you through the buys. But now the fact they've put up such bad scores and they haven't been involved, there's a chance that Farah comes into the side for Atkins. And then I wouldn't be surprised if Fiorini gets dropped as well. I think both could get dropped. So again, that means that's going to be another 2 bullets that people are going to have next week. And there are already going to be people that we're going to be struggling to get 18 next week because of all the red dots. And now we've got these guys that are probably going to be dropped. So, yeah. Humphrey goal, is it? Yes! Good player is Baz Humphrey. Great player. The Hump Bear. Good. I don't have him on field, but it's great for cash gen. And he's I think he's near 70. He'd be on 70 now. 72, I think. So, Moonboy, ouch, Bales, that's carnage. Sorry, bro. Well, I don't think it is, because I think that most people have got Fiorini and Atkins. I don't think there are many people that don't have them. Obviously, Brennan doesn't. And then Darcy, a few people have got. And yeah, Jack Steele. Jack Steele's the one that stings probably the most, almost. No, John Darcy does, actually. But Jack Steele's one that really hurts. So, yeah, it's a crap round. And again, I went on my little tiny rant before that really annoys me with fantasy is that this is why I don't finish top 100 or top 1,000, because when I have got my team set up well, which again, I'm not saying I'm a top 100 coach all the time. I'm not the smartest coach going around. But when it comes to like luck and everything, I've dodged all the bullets this week. So in the matrix. So finally I was like, I felt pretty, yesterday I was feeling good about the team. I was like, yeah, feeling good going into the round. I've got 27 green dots, 2 purple and 1 red. So my team's in a good spot heading into the buys. And they still are set up into the buys. So I'm probably going to just have to make up these points during the buys. But it would have been good to have had a good week heading into the buys and then set up ready to go. But the fact that I've copped the Darcy bullet, I've copped the Fiorini bullet, and I've copped the Atkins, like both those guys doing bad. For me, I'd have to get rid of both because they're not making cash anymore. So what is their purpose? Yeah, they're going to be green dot, but I'm well set for the buys. I can trade them anyway. So they're gone, which I guess it means I can I'll be able to get English, Darcy Cameron, and Wardlaw on my team next week. It'll be Atkins down to Wardlaw, which will bank me about 200 odd K. It'll be Fiorini to Darcy Cameron, which actually works better for my buys anyway, so it's fine. And then it will be Sean Darcy up to English, and I hope I can do it. So what? Atkins is 550 odd. Let's say I make 200K from that. Actually, I won't even be able to get there. I won't even be able to do those trades. I was just thinking because Darcy to English, because Darcy went down so much with that poor score, Darcy's going to go down to probably 800. It's going to cost me at least 200K to get up, probably close to 230, 240. Actually, do I have any cash in the bank, though? If I've got cash in the bank, then potentially. No, I've got 9K because I did Jinby. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do it because, again, Fiorini doing so bad, he's going to go down in price. So, yeah, I don't know actually how I'm going to be able to. I don't think I'm going to be able to get English in my side. Or it means miss on Wardlaw, but I can't miss Wardlaw. Obviously, a lot of people there happy with the Humphrey goal, which is obviously great. Max, Boston, Yo's been benched all quarter. Really? Okay, I'll take that. English free kick against. But yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that been on the bench all quarter. But then again, it's not surprising. They probably want to ease him in. Moonboy, Humpy Star, Gold Coast Sporter here, but a non-owner. Bont. That'll be holding the ball. You idiot, man. Come on. He would have got to 119 probably with a kick there, but he ran into trouble. So now he's going to be 113 is fine, but I need the more points I can get. I need to beat Stato. I can't have another loss in the Content Creators Cup again. I really can't. James Reese Woods, Bont trade target next week. If it works for your buys, yes. Just depends. He's expensive now, and round 15 buy can be tricky for coaches, but yeah, he's definitely an option. I'll Bont to 115. He must have had something. Rao 124. Like Rao's getting it done. Oliver, love the streams. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. I'll watch all the watch long, but if Hawks or Port play, I can't. That's fine. That's all good. No, mate, just appreciate you tuning in. Gold Coast win. Another drop tip again. This is ridiculous this round. Ravel Winner Clean says, has wrapped my own disappointment so far. He will still cost me my cash league this week. Oh, well. Yeah, it's been a frustrating round. Very, very frustrating round. Wow, 50 hitouts for Wits on a tough match up against English. Oh, Wits, English does actually give up hitouts. See, that's the thing. I might have to go get Wits next week. I might grab Wits next week and go grab Darcy Cameron. That might be what I have to do. Or maybe I'd just get Darcy Cameron, don't worry about English, and I'll just have 21 next week and just miss out on a ruck, maybe. I might have to do that. I'll have to see. But yeah, Witt's obviously a good score. Witts is an option, I think, because 112, he could serve you a purpose through the buys and you can go to English post-buy. So I'm looking at him as an option. He's got O'Brien next week up in Darwin again. So James Reese Woods, Atkins and Fiorini, not much of a bullet because everyone has them. Yeah, I agree. I know that they're not a bullet. But what I'm saying is that it's just annoying. I'm just more annoyed with my team. My team's been frustrating all year. I haven't quite been able to sit there and be happy with my team. I was starting to feel a bit happy with my team this week, but then again, as I said, Atkins, Fiorini, Darcy. I've now got to try and get those out. Like I didn't start with Dacos English when I was looking at those all preseason, and didn't start them. And ouch. Might need to trade Anderson to McGrath next week. Scoring better than him. I'm so annoyed I brought Anderson 3. I would not be getting McGrath in. I know he's got good matchups, but I wouldn't be getting him in. Nick Martin 124 says Corey. Yeah, it's been good, doesn't he? Brendan, which could be an option. Yeah, I'm looking at it. JD, you're all over it, Bales. It just needs a lot of luck to make top 100. Yeah, exactly right. Andrew Grills, sick of Anderson, 380s and losing cash. Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. And he was so high priced as well. Underscores Hobbs nearly tons up, far out. Max Boston, Merritt should have kicked that goal. Rodney TG. Revell winner cleaning services. Can't believe Witts and McRae have got opponents English and Bont covered. Good result. Yeah, I know. It's funny that at least English went sub 100, so at least he'll drop. So maybe I might be able to get there. I think I'll still fall short, though, of those trades I want to do. Manuel Grandpola, Luke Jackson, option if Darcy's hammy stuff. Yeah, he is. I'm looking at him in my forward line. So Max Boston, 111 will do, I guess. 111 for... Who's that for? 111? Is it for Bont? Did something happen to Bont? Maybe did he get tackle taken away? Oliver, get Daniel next week. I'm not sure about Caleb Daniel. His role can just change. A bit like Liam Baker for Richmond. He could just go anywhere, so I probably wouldn't. Corey, take Humphrey 72. I would. I think I would. If it's between him and Wardlaw, you definitely take it. Any over 70, I think you take. I took Johnson over Humphrey, so it only cost me 4 points. But you just, it's better to bank that. We know what rookies can do. We saw last week. Look at Jinby's 20 odd. There's the big hump bear on the TV. Got a Humphrey. I'm glad I got him in the side. See, I'm glad I've got him in the side, and it's actually good to watch him. Unlike the other bloody two guys of Atkins and Fiorini. So I forgot their names for a second there because I just don't care. Atkins is my D6 and flip Dylan Williams back. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Could do that. I probably will do that. Moonboy, Nick Martin must be considered next year. Potentially if he has a good role. Oliver, Nick Martin option. I'm not sure he is. He's been good tonight, but yeah, I'm not sure. Smith bad. What did Smith get? 67. Yeah. See what I mean? Another guy that should have performed that didn't. Corey Blackledge. I'm 1372 with 7 to play. Noble, Led, Captain, Ashcroft, Wilmot, Taranto, Dunkley, Sheasel. Yes, I think that's a pretty good score with all the carnage so far. Smixy, since Darcy injured, go to English. I want to go to English. Depends if I can actually go up to him. Because he's so expensive, I may not be able to get up to him. Maybe the play for me might be getting a Witts for the buys and getting Darcy carrying my forward line. That might be how I go with it. And then go Witts to English post buys. That might be what I have to do. Twipple, 59, Philippou over Wardlaw against Pies. 59's on the brink. I would still probably just... What would you guys do? Would you guys, for Twipple there, would you guys take Philippou or would you play Wardlaw? I'd probably play Wardlaw. 59 is probably not enough for me. If it was 60, 65, I know it's only 6 points off, so yes, but yeah, I'd probably go Wardlaw, I think. If it was like the Humphrey 72 or 68 from Johnson, I'd take it, but 59's right on that borderline. Smixy, Rats did shit. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Smixy, 97 from Hobbs, happy with that. I'm not, as I didn't have him. But good for you, Smixy. I'm happy you and whoever's got him. Good for people that have got him. Brendan, 1080 with 10 to go. Captain hasn't played. All primos except one. Yeah, I'll have a look at my team to set. I'll see what I've got. Ouch, the score's not updated. App has a few higher than on the webpage. Yeah, it does that sometimes with the games where they don't update. Oliver, get Dale next week. It's an option if you can fit your buy structure. Corey Blackledge, looping Humphrey. Yeah, if you can loop Humphrey on, definitely loop him on. Joan at Roseby. Eston options look good, but you can't play West Coast, which is hats every week. I know they got North Melbourne next week, but they've had an incredibly easy run. Smixy back Wardlaw, Max Boston. Wardlaw against Pies could be rough. Yeah, no, it could be. I'd probably back Wardlaw still, I think. Just. Smixy, I changed my trades late, went to Laird instead of Merritt. That's not bad. We'll have a look at the scores anyway. I'll have a look on my app to make sure that they've updated. So both games are finished. So you've got Rao, top scored 124, 29 disposals as well. Very, very good. McRae, 123. So he was good as well. Be interesting to see CBAs if they're up or not. Bonampelli, 115. I'm happy enough with that. Again, he was on 70 odd at half time, only got a 40-point second half. So still happy with the score, but could have been obviously a lot bigger. Witts, 112, obviously was good there. Card Daniel, 106. English, 95. So English was obviously good there and was good in patches, and he would have put up a good score if he played a bit better. But 95 is still okay. It's still better if you got him over Darcy like me. Bailey Dale, 84. Noel Anderson, 90. Bit obviously frustrating for him there. Humphrey, 72. Happy with that. That's with only one mark, 3 tackles. So, and he normally gets a couple more extra. So, yeah, he's going well. I'm very happy with him. Move first to 6-7, a bit quiet. Smith, 6-7, quiet as well. And then obviously going all the way down. Like O'Donnell scored more than Fiorini and Atkins. Like it's Ryan Gardner scored more than Fiorini and Atkins. Arthur Jones scored more. Fiorini 33, Roy Atkins 30. The only people that scored less than Fiorini and Atkins was Lockie McNeil, who also got subbed out, and Jai Farah, who was a sub, and Mitch Hanna, who was a sub. It's ridiculous. That is, like time on ground. Atkins 66%, and I reckon Fiorini was in the 90s. Fiorini 92% game time, and you score 33. Unbelievable. Well, he's gone from my team anyway, so I don't care anymore. He's gone. And then the other game, wow. Duggan 140. Jake's going to be very, very, very happy. Redmond 125, Nick Martin 124, Jaden Hunt 120, Merritt 111. See, Merritt 111 I'm fine with. I've got him in Supercoach and RDT. I'm happy with that and didn't cost me too much. Hearn 109, Hobbs 97. Helped, obviously, he filled the stat lines. 2 goals, 17 touches, 8 marks, 5 tackles. So a bit frustrating I don't have him. He's making good cash. Yeah. Ridley 95, McGrath 94. Of course, McGrath's doing this as well. It's just frustrating. Heppel was on -3, I reckon, at quarter time. He got a 93. Kelly 89. Yo 84. And I was pretty sure he rested the whole last quarter as well. So Yo 74% game time. How much did he play in the last quarter? Yeah, 60%. So he didn't play much in the last quarter, but still 84 is still fine. What else have we got here? Yeah, 84. Caldwell 74. Jinby 67. Sheed 64. So that's just so frustrating from Sheed. People would have jumped on him this week. Witherden 60. Gaff 45. Yeah. So funny enough, there were some big scores in that game. And yeah. But yeah, this round has been awful. It's been a crap round. Go through the last bit of chat here, then I'll obviously wrap the stream up here. Our confliction, put Wardlaw in versus Pies or Williams. I'd put Williams in, definitely. Dylan Williams has got Richmond, who give up points to the MCG. He's taking kick-ins. Dylan Williams is a great option to play on field. I'd be playing him on field over Wardlaw this week. Smixy, Merritt went 111. Yep, that's fine. Merritt 111 as captain. You take that. That's fine, especially when you got tagged as well. Twipple, I think Smith's CBAs went a little down and McRae's went up. Yeah, it's funny because then they lost. When Smith's CBAs were up and McRae's were down, they were winning. So it'll be interesting to see what they do next week. Smixy, bringing in Laird and captaining. Yep, I hope he goes well for you, mate. I've obviously enjoyed him for a number of years in my team. Everyone knows I'm the Laird man. So hopefully he goes well for you, mate. I'm captaining him as well. So hopefully we can see a 120 plus tomorrow from him. Olive Bartel, hold Smith. Yeah, I would hold Smith. I know it was a poor score, but you hold him still. Max Boston, Crom need a win. Yes, they do. Hopefully they can get a win tomorrow. Tough game. They've had a tough sort of last few matches playing like Geelong in Geelong, Collingwood, Brisbane this week. But we come into a bit of an easier run coming up. So we've got Gold Coast up at TIO next week. So I know they play those conditions well. So it's going to be tough as well next week. Then we got the Eagles. So it'll be interesting to see how we go. Twipple, Darcy to Marshall or Witts? Marshall for me. You get Marshall over Witts. Jonah Roseberry, Laird or Taranto for captain, relying on Drury not being the sub so I can loop him for Walsh 112 but need a backup. I'm still going Laird captain. I still think he's probably got more upside tomorrow. Taranto against Port's a tough matchup, so I'd go Laird, I think. Harry Thomas, Bont 115 VC, would you take it? I would take 115 as VC, especially with all the everyone else having not as great a captains next week. Locking a 115, and I'd probably do that. But I know, Harry, you said you're relying on like Drury not to play. So if Drury doesn't play, then you take it on, obviously. Braden Kelly, 1,500 with 7 to come. Feel like this is around about par or above. I think you're probably just above par, Braden. I think par is going to be 2,100, maybe 2,150, because a lot of people have got Atkins and Fiorini, and they're obviously not scoring well. Obviously, this week with sub-40s. People have got Hollands on field. People have got Darcy on field. There's Jack Steele out there. There's obviously Bailey Smith with a poor score. There's a heap of poor scores out there people are going to be stuck with. So, yeah, I reckon 2150 is probably about par at the moment, I think. Tony Ford, what's my score? Okay, I don't want to look at this, but we'll do it anyway. My score, yeah, it should be a lot better than that. 1080 with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 play. I'm like 220 points off averaging 100 per player. That's so far away. I dropped heavily in rank in that game down to 9906. What's the matchup with me in Stato? So I'm down by 37 points, and we've had the same amount play. So with Darcy obviously not playing that, obviously I'm back in the matchup. The Darcy one's probably going to be the one that determines I'm probably going to lose. So I've got Laird captain, Zeeble, and Dylan Williams, and Stato's got probably looping on Jinby and taking Jinby's score, unless he puts who. So he's got a forward that's not playing. No, so yeah, he'll probably be doing Wardlaw or getting Jinby 67. So that's obviously one. So the 60. Then he's got Dawson and Butters. So I'm about 100 points down. So if Williams can put up a 70-odd score, Zeeble 100, and Laird can go big as captain, I'm still in it, but it's going to be close. It is going to be close. I'm probably relying on a Laird 120 to win. So it's going to be tough. But yeah, obviously not a great round for me. But I know a lot of people are struggling as well, but it's just not, I couldn't quite capitalize. Jaden Ellis, I'm 1150 with 11 to come. So 1500 with 7 is probably par. 1150 with 11 to come is amazing. Jaden, you're on track for 2300. You're on track for well above par, I think. So you're having a good week, Jaden. It depends if your captain played yet, Jaden. Actually, yeah, those people that had Sicily, VC, or captain are going to be the ones that really rise up those ranks this week because they've had a great VC. And I'm just annoyed I didn't have Sicily. I know a lot of people didn't as well, but Corey, my live rank's 3934, up 2K so far in the round. Oh, it's good work, mate. I'm hoping that I can move up the ranks, but looking like a struggle with Darcy and the Atkins and Fiorini double. Ouch, I got to go. Thanks to chat, everyone, and Bales for hosting. Enjoy the game tomorrow night. Thanks, mate. Hopefully the Crows get a win, and hopefully Laird goes 120. Max Boston, have a good night, gents. I'm off. Thanks, Max, for tuning in, mate. Brendan, have a good night, folks. Garner, Mighty Pair, Butters is my love child. Ball Laird's my love child, mate. Hopefully, I wouldn't mind a Port loss, but if Port win and then also the Crows win and Laird does well, I'll settle for that. Oliver Bartel, good score, 1152. Jonah Roseby, thanks again, Bales. See you in a couple of weeks for the next watch-along. Yep, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Apologies, I won't be live next selling up with the Crows game. Our Confliction, RIP, just noticed my benched have mostly all played some stuff with Wardlaw. I hope Wardlaw puts a 60 up for you, so that's fine. Andrew Griffith, 1333 from 13, and hoping I can loop Humphrey. Well, that's a good score so far, Andrew. Oliver Bartel with 8 premiums and my captain to come, 1152. That's a not bad score. I think you're on track for a round par, Oliver, there. 10 to come. Tony Ford, 1081 with 11 to come plus captain. So, Tony, you're on track for another good score. I know you've got a pretty good team. You had a poor couple weeks ago, I think, but yeah, you're On track for another good score. 15.42 with 7 to go and captain played already, said James Reese-Wood. So, yeah, you're on track for a very good score there, James. Oliver Bartel, 11.52, 10 to play. Captain have 8 premiums playing. Yeah, you're fine, Oliver. Yeah, you're on track for a solid enough score. But, yeah, so, all right, that'll do it for the watch-along. We just ticked over 3 hours. Another frustrating round, it looks like, for a lot of coaches. Unfortunately, this wasn't quite a fruitful watch-along like we've had in the past with, like, some big scores. This has been one with it's just been a crap last couple of rounds for fantasy, hasn't it? Like, since we had the 4 big guys go the 160s, it's been pretty bad since. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys do well tomorrow. Hopefully you guys have some good scores on the board. Hopefully Laird goes 150. Laird going huge this week would sort of rescue my round a little bit and maybe bring me back, but we'll see. But anyway, appreciate you guys tuning in as always. So Blaze, 11.55 with 11 to play tomorrow. Okay, yeah, so that's a good score as well, Blaze, mate. You're on track for near 2,300, so it's good. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, bottom right-hand corner, make sure you get involved. James Reese-Woods finally cracked 1K live ranking. Good work, mate. Great work there, cracking in the top 100. I wish I was top 100. Top 1,000. Top 100 I would love as well. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure that you do. Bottom right-hand corner, we're on our way to 1,100 subscribers. We got 2 tonight, which is great. So we've got 2. So appreciate those 2 that subscribed there. I don't think it's got notifications saying who subscribed, unfortunately. So I can't shout you out, but appreciate you subscribing. If you want to like the stream, if you enjoyed the stream, make sure you give a like. As many likes as possible. Everyone that watched the stream, if you can like the video, that'd be very much appreciated. If you want to go extra to show support to the channel and you want to use the super chat button and donate, make sure that you do that. We had a few tonight as well, which is fantastic. We had it was Brendan, Anthony Beresford, and there was one other that donated as well. I know who it is. I just can't think of who it was. I'm scrolling up to make sure I get it right. Max, that's right. How could I forget Max? Apologies, Max. So yeah, Max, Anthony, and Brendan, appreciate you 3. If anyone else wants to support the channel and donate as well, maybe help with the flight to Perth potentially. But yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in. George, loving the Fiorani and Ratkins combo. Yeah, I know it's very, very frustrating. They're going to have to go, I think, next week. So, but yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in as always. And I won't be back next Saturday night. I'll be having that night off because Crows are playing Saturday night. So I don't do watch-alongs when Crows play. But yeah, I'll be back the following week for watch-alongs. But there'll still be content coming out. Still got the Twitter space tomorrow night, and the audio will be fixed. I've already got it sorted for tomorrow, so don't worry about that. It will be good for tomorrow. And then obviously the round review Monday and the daily news recaps and the trade talk Wednesdays. And then we get back to the weekend again with the Twitter space and stuff. So plenty of content coming out. Just no watch along next Saturday night. But appreciate you guys tuning in as always. And I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks for the watch along. But hopefully see a few of you guys on the other videos and content on the channel. So appreciate you guys tuning in. And yeah, have a good rest of your night, good rest of your weekend. And yeah, we'll chat to you guys soon. So I'm out. Cheers.